Very good evening and welcome to these wonderful pictures brought to you by the Papare team of this grand final, the inaugural grand final of the Sri Lanka Rugby League. This year it's the Maliban Interclub Rugby League 2025-26, and for the third time of asking in this season, CRNFC are hosting Kandy, the defending champions. They have one more match to prove that last week was just a blip and that they will be the champions once again, travelling down to Colombo into the Lions' Den and snatching the Maliban Rugby League away from the grasp of CRNFC, who have one hand on this trophy so far. This is a wonderful ground that Sri Lanka Rugby have prepared for us. The Longdon Place ground is looking an absolute picture. The lights are just turning up and turning on their heat, and we have the heat turning up from the crowd as well, already pouring in, and the stands are almost filled to capacity. If you're getting to the ground, get here quickly is my only advice. We've got plenty of competitions happening for those of you who are coming to watch the game, as we see the drop goal competition also taking place at the moment. So lots going on, lots of entertainment. There'll be some outstanding halftime entertainment as well as post-match entertainment for everybody, regardless of whoever wins or loses this game. And I'm sure the travelling Kandy fans will have absolutely nothing to complain about regardless of the outcome. And it will be a stupendous occasion, the first time a grand final has occurred in Sri Lanka Rugby. I have in the commentary box with me former Trinity winger Abid Jamil, who will be hoping that his hometown lads will be able to do the business here in Colombo. And of course, joining us shortly, Abdullah Yusuf, former Royal College rugby captain, will be joining us as well. And this is exactly where we want to be on this Saturday evening. There's no other place you should be, because this is where it's all at. CRNFC taking on Kandy.
Well, it's an absolute party atmosphere here. Malala Segaramada is absolutely chock-a-block. If you want to get here ASAP. The weather conditions that these teams will have to battle out today, it's 27 degrees Celsius, 8 kilometers per hour wind speed, but that rain factor, Shanaka, is what's going to come into play later on. If it does come into play, the forwards will be called into action. Back threes will have their work cut out. Yesterday there was a huge shower in Colombo. It ceased towards the latter part of the evening. We still haven't seen showers in Colombo today, this evening. But how these teams play, if the rain comes into play, is going to be what decides who takes this Maliban Interclub Rugby League.
That was a concern, wasn't it, Abid? But by this time yesterday, the showers had already happened. The heavens had opened and it was a heavy shower as well. So that's something that we're going to have to contend with. But let's look at exactly what these players are playing for. We have CRNFC and Kandy Sports Club at the top of the league. Just 1 point between the two of those teams, and they are the teams that finished 1 and 2. And as with the new playing regulations in 2025-26, both those teams qualify, as the 5th and 6th place team did yesterday. Air Force taking on Police Sports Club for the Plate Championship, and a wonderful win for Air Force as well. Congratulations to them for becoming the Plate champions in the Plate segment of the Maliban Interclub Rugby League. And this is for the Cup Championship, CRNFC taking on Kandy, and this has been one of the battles that we've looked forward to, not for the last 5, not for the last 10, but for almost the last 30 years, Abdullah. This has been the battle, and today it's taking on a different significance. It's just a one-off game. Winner takes all.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, Shaunak, and good afternoon to all our viewers. Yes, this encounter between CR and Kandy over the years has definitely grown in stature, and it's become a real rivalry of sorts. It's become a real Kandy-Colombo kind of rivalry, isn't it? And today it's a grand final. It's just a fantastic occasion. Just coming into the CRNFC grounds, you could just sense the anticipation, the tension. And if what we saw last week, Shaunak, is anything to go by, I think it's going to be an absolute humding of a game.
Yes, what a performance that was by both teams. Kushan Taridu and Shahid Zumri in your frames there. And of course, this man who will be starting the game. And as we'll find out a little later, that CRNFC have gone exactly for the same starting lineup. And these are the previous meetings this week. Kandy taking on CR 20 points to 25. And ironically, Abdullah, that was probably the most convincing win that CRNFC had. And then coming down Kandy to the Longdon Place arena, and they managed to win just by 2 points last week. So still it's 2-0 to CR, but that doesn't matter, because who wins the third one is all that matters.
Yes, and I'm sure all those fans coming down from Kandy will hope that it'll be third time lucky for them, isn't it? But two very contrasting games as well, isn't it, Shanaka? The game up in Kandy was much more fluid. Both teams are playing very much attacking rugby. It was a real entertainment, but probably that super round game, the tension was much more palatable from both teams, and it turned into a bit of an arm wrestle. CRNFC seemed to have the game under control in that super round until they lost two players to the sin bin, and then Kandy came storming back. And fortunately, in the final 10 minutes, through the boot of Tenuganane Akara putting over that crucial penalty, CRNFC managed to clinch not just the final, but the hosting rights of the final as well.
Yes, that was a big that was a big factor regarding that win from last week. But Abid, you were at the first round match, and you are also at the second round match. What did you notice was the contrast between those two particular encounters?
Well, between the two encounters, I think there was one thing that was constant, and that was Kandy's kicks didn't go through. If you look through the try to conversion ratio, CRNFC have been on top and have been on point with their kicks, and kicks is what this game is going to come into, and that's exactly why this man has been brought into the bench to come in later on. Aruna Pereira there on your screen to come in, put in the kicks. He's the kicking coach of Trinity College as well, so they know that it's going to come down to that in the latter part of the game. So Kandy Sports Club need to get that right. If they can get that right, they might just have their hands on the league.
Not just kicking in the game, Abid, but if it does go down to it, there is also a kicking competition that comes into play. If the match is tied, if extra time has not yielded a winner, then we go into a kicking competition as well, and that's going to be a really important factor as well. So 2021, the only time that the encounter was, the league was not played due to COVID, of course. But if you look at the leaderboard, Kandy Sports Club standing out there, absolutely untouchable. CRNFC, after I think maybe about 26 years, Abdullah, coming through to win in 2023-2024, and they will be very happy if they can write their name just below that 2024-25 season, and that's what we are playing for today. Or will Kandy be the monopolizers of this league title?
Yeah, I think CRNFC should feel very confident coming into this game, and dare I say probably coming to this game as favorites, playing at home, probably a bit more squad depth, which we'll probably discuss later. But you can never write off the defending champions led by that man Tharinda Chaturanga. I thought he was absolutely outstanding in last week's game, and the Kandy will look at him to bring in another performance. But just going by this performance, those two draws against CH and FC is probably what really hurt them, other than the two losses to CR, which was slightly unexpected, especially that draw up in Kandy. And if not, probably we'd be in Nittawala commenting on this game. But Kandy Sports Club, there are a lot of players who have been in league winning teams over the years. They definitely draw on that experience, and you can just never write this team off.
Yeah, looking at that performance against Sri Lions, 91 points to 3. They were at their attacking best in that particular game, and of course they completely whitewashed Havelocks the way that we didn't expect them to do. 42 points to 17 in the super round, and of course up in Kandy also 36 points to 26, and that was a little bit of a blip, I thought, from Havelocks, who were expected to really take this Kandy team right down to the wire. But as Abdullah said, those two draws were what really upset the apple cart for Kandy's momentum, and unexpected, isn't it? What was the mood around Kandy after those two draws and after yesterday's last week's loss, actually, Abdullah? Abid?
Well, the mood in the crowd when it comes to Kandy, it always centers around the fans and how the fans react to how the team is playing, and I think the fans have really gathered around this Kandy team that hasn't had the best stats this year. They haven't been the team that has been the most structured when it comes to how they've gone with the game. Yes, they've had the tries that have come through, but that has mostly come off individual brilliance, where it has been off the first ways, where they've maybe created something, but we really haven't seen the Kandy that has scored tries. You have Dina Lekanayaka with the highest number of tries. Yes, a win three-quarter, but a win three-quarter that scored the tries through his individual brilliance.
Yes, and we discussed it last week as well. Dina Lekanayaka with 55 points off those 11 tries, and that makes him the top point scorer, which means that a Kandy kicker has not been able to overhaul him, and that's where their season has really suffered, I would feel. And that man in the center, of course, he made 23 tackles last week, Abdullah, all completed as well. Average number of tackles per game that Kandy are making, 95. They had to make close to 115 last week, and the average number of penalties considered 11. They were very good in their discipline last week, and they'll need had to be so this time as well. Average number of handling errors is pretty high, I think, and this is not just a Kandy problem. Across the league, we've had the handling errors being quite high, but Tarindu Chaturanga, with those 23 tackles, stood at the foot of the bridge and made sure nobody was going to pass. This man will want to get on the scoring sheet as well. I'm sure he's moved back to the wing with a few positional changes in the Kandy midfield, but the defensive performance from Tarindu Chaturanga and Tirina Bandara particularly last week, Abdullah, that is what kept it to 17-15. Sia should have won that game. I think they will feel by about 10 to 12 points.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was defense that kept Kandy in that game, other than for that 12-minute period where Sia were down to 13 players and where Kandy managed to get those 2 tries. But I'm sure they'll be expecting another big performance from their skipper, because if he can lead from the front, enable Kandy to win that gain line battle, especially in defense, that would go a long way in the outcome of this game.
9 wins, 2 losses for CRN FC. 1 shock loss of course to Havelocks, and that was something that they wouldn't have expected. And of course CHNFC rather were the ones to really make an impact on this league table, isn't it? Because they managed to beat CRNFC here at home at Longton Place as well, and that was an unexpected win. That very close 31 points to 34 win in the third week of the season, and then Havelocks 28 points to 14. That was a really lackluster performance from this CRNFC team. So those were the 2 losses that they faced, but 2 losses for them, 2 losses for Kandy, and it's just the 2 draws that took things away. But CR were not at their fluent best early on in the season, came back towards the latter half of the season, and then against Havelocks rather, in the super round, completely faltered and came back strongly against CHNFC and Kandy, you have to say.
Yeah, that's right. I think at the start of the season, probably Coach Dushant Luke was probably just trying to feel around and get his best combination in place. And they were struggling in certain key positions, especially in fly half. But I thought once Zubair Dore got into that fly half position and settled in, I thought it was pretty much unstoppable. And he's got that Kandy line really moving on. So overall, just looking at both teams, Sia just seemed to be the team that is a bit more settled. They know their games, that much more experience, much more cohesion, and of course that bench depth which they possess. I think that's going to be crucial, especially in that latter part of this, the super round, how that bench has come to the fore, and I think that could very well prove to be the difference in this game.
Yes, rugby is no longer a 15-man game. It's very much a 23-man game, and we have 2 joint top try scorers, Malka Gunaratna and Chemod Mutunayaka. That's interesting for Sia, because they'll be happy that the tries have come from the forwards as well as the back, so you have a number 8 and a winger among those top try scorers. And of course for them, Tenuka Nanayakkara is the highest point scorer, and he has been their number 1 place kicker this season. They missed him in a couple of games as well with an injury, but he's back and he played really well last weekend as well. They'll be wanting to have a repeat performance from him, but they haven't been forced to defend too much, and that's something that I think Sia will suffer from, because their defense hasn't been tested as much as they would have liked. And last week it really was tested, and they gave away quite a few penalties, allowed Kandy back into the game, and if Kandy's kicking woes had not haunted them, they might even have ended up on the wrong side of this game. And as you said, Abdullah, we would be up in Nithavala commenting on this game. 73 tackles that they make per game, and the penalty count, that's the highest one. I think Kandy had about 11 penalties, and Sia almost 13 penalties, had 6 handling errors in the game, and that's an area where they have been better than most. They have been handling the ball quite well and running the ball pretty well also. This man on your screen, let's see what he can make of it. Abid, I believe you played alongside Shahid Zumri. What kind of a character is he? What can we expect from him today in what is probably the biggest game he's played to date?
Oh, definitely. He was a very, very good schools rugby player, but into the club circuit he has slowly transitioned. But this is definitely going to be the biggest test. He has huge boots to fill. First that man's boots, and then he has to fill the boots of Srinath Surya Bandara, which is not an easy thing to do. And you're put in right to the final, and you're going to have Kandy. We'll know later on what their combination is going to be at 10 and 15. They're going to have 2 youngsters that have just come out of the schools rugby circuit who are playing at 10 and 15. 2 positions that they use very, very well when it comes to playmaking on either side of the field. So how those 2 youngsters do it is going to be very important, as we have the toss between Lasnu Karunadilaka, the captain of CRNFC, and Tarindu Chaturanga, the captain of Kandy Sports Club.
Well, wonderful to see these 2 back row players opposed to each other. Kosal Ranasinghe, our match commissioner for the day. He'll be explaining everything that's going to happen, just in case there's a draw, what will happen, where the teams need to be, and he's the man in charge today. Kosala also your batchmate, wasn't he, Abdullah, in school? I think he played a bit of cricket and a bit of rugby.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, didn't play rugby for school, but of course went on to represent Air Force with distinction. Celebrated his birthday actually yesterday, so happy birthday, belated as it is to him. Yes, and those two men that we saw put in the toss, I think that's going to be a big occasion and for both of them, and it's going to be their performances respectively is going to be crucial, how well they lead and also the decisions they take. Isn't it when they get penalties, do they go for touch, do they go to goal? All those little things could play a big part in how the final outcome does come about. But again, just talking about Shahid Zumri, you have to feel for the young lad, isn't it? Just out of school, hasn't had a lot of time in that number 10 position, has been used primarily off the bench, and now coming to this grand final, just stepping into that pivotal number 10 position. Lot is going to ride on him, but we have seen how he has performed at Isipatan, and there's no doubt that he's got the class, he's got the temperament as well to stand up to this. So it's going to be really interesting and a good test for him as well.
Well, he likes the pressure. We saw him rise to it last week. Can he rise to it in a starter's jersey as well? Ahali and Kara against each other as captains. We'll be looking forward to take them two into the Sri Lanka teams as well and see if they can bring what they bring for their clubs into the national jersey. We'll be back with a lot more after the commercial break.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි? අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Keep pushing the limits. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
සිත් සත්සරය කළඹා සතුටක් ඉපදිලා මල් මන්දහසේ ජීවිතයට ලං කළා සතුටේ පැහැයන් සොයා අතුරා සිටින සරසා පිළිවන්සල එලි කළා ලංකෙන් රුපියලක් සතුටෙන් උපන් පැහැයක අසිරිය.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි? අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Drink Samahan daily to boost your immunity and stay healthy against prevailing health conditions. Samahan daily. Stay healthy.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Vantage for the modern professional.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
වසංගකාරී වෙනුවෙන් අද්විතීය නිමාවෙන් විශ්වාසී ආරක්ෂාවෙන් අසම සම ස්මාර්ට් ඔප්ෂන් සමගින් 125cc බලයෙන් සියල්ලටම ඉහළින් TVS Raider 125, the full option bike. Keep sweating. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Love Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
Perfectly. ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම්. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Muscle Guard Herbal Cream. A herbal cream for rapid relief and complete healing from muscle and joint ailments. Experience rapid relief. A trusted product from Link Natural.
Pay with your phone. Pay with your smartwatch. For the first time in Sri Lanka, pay easy with GPay and Commercial Bank.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Keep pushing the limits. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Love Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
සිත් සත්සරය කළඹා සතුටක් ඉපදිලා මල් මන්දහසේ ජීවිතයට ලං කළා සතුටේ පැහැයන් සොයා අතුරා සිහින සරසා පිළිවන්සල එලි කළා
ලංකෙම් රුපියලක් සතුටෙන් උපන් බෑයක අසිරිය.
Perfectly ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම්. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම්. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Love Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Love Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
Perfectly ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම්. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම්. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
අසම සම ස්මාර්ට් ඔප්ෂන් සමගින් 125cc බලයෙන් සියල්ලටම ඉහළින් TVS Raider 125, the full option bike.
සිත් සත්සරය කළඹා සතුටක් ඉපදිලා මල් මන්දහසේ ජීවිතයට ලං කළා සතුටේ පැහැයන් සොයා අතුරා සිහින සරසා පිළිවන්සල එලි කළා
ලංකෙම් රුපියලක් සතුටෙන් උපන් බෑයක අසිරිය.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
A very good evening and welcome back to Longton Place as we host the first ever Interclub Rugby League Grand Final in this Maliban Rugby League 2025-26. Ciaran FC taking on Kandy for the second successive week, but this time everything is on the line. Last week was a league game. This week is a knockout game. Everybody is going to be watching this one to find out who is going to take the crown, the inaugural Maliban Interclub Rugby League crown. Who is going to take the first grand final as we have the first of the military bands performing for our crowd gathering here today. Already people flooding in this Longton Place ground with just about 35 minutes left for kickoff. And this is great to see, isn't it, Abdullah? There was a time that you would have to come in and make sure you got your head into this ground well before, but it's happening once again as you look at the top point scorers of this Maliban Rugby League. No surprises that Janit Chandimal is up there, the CHNFC fullback. Tenuka Nanayakkara will be on show today. Samuel Madhuwanta with 60 points for Havelocks, and sole try scorer Dinal Ekanayaka and Hirucha Sampath very close behind with 53 points off the boot for Kandy.
Yes, so looking at that graphic, you'll probably see where Kandy's problem lies is that Shanaka, their top try scorer, has actually scored more points than their main place kicker, who unfortunately for them won't be available for this game as well. So just looking at that, Kandy's problem, which has been plagued them throughout the season, could come back to haunt them today as well, because probably the kicking duties will fall on the shoulders of Shahid Zumri. As good a player as it is on such a big occasion, he's not known for his place kicking, isn't it? So for him to take up the duties in such a big game is going to be a really tough task.
Yes, and Tenuka Nanayakkara has been pretty ice cool this season, and they'll be expecting that from him as well. It has been a breakout season for him where he has really put his hand up to the national selectors. Top try scorers, and once again, no surprises. Dinal Ekanayaka leading the way there. And one of the Air Force hookers, the plate champions, Shamika Kaushan, he scored yesterday as well. And he has 10 tries, double-figure tries for him. And Azmir Fajuddin is another one of our Centurions, but he's a Centurion in terms of the matches played for Havelock, so big congratulations to him. And then 3 Kandy players in that top 5, the Hanvik Ramarachi and Gayan Pereira, so 27 tries between these 3 lads that have been scored for Kandy.
Well, all 3 of these players for Kandy Sports Club will feature in today's game. No Ciaran FC top try scorer, but that just goes to show how well they've played as a team, isn't it? They haven't just had the one player just scoring all the tries. They have players who have scored the 6 tries, yes, but Ciaran FC, Shanaka, have been a team that haven't played the flashiest of rugby, but they've played the rugby that wins matches. They played the rugby that wins matches up in Nithawala here at Longton Place a week ago, and today if they play that and if they play the entire 80 minutes, they may well go away with the league.
Yes, and it's a little bit of a misleading statistic, isn't it? Because the 3 top Kandy try scorers, a lot of those tries came in that 91-3 rout of Sri Lions, Abdullah. And as a result of that, a lot of them got their name on the score sheet, but it doesn't really indicate exactly what has happened in terms of the results and on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably Gayan Pereira, who will be coming off the bench for Kandy today, is probably a beneficiary of that as well. But Shanaka, also let's just have a quick chat about how this league has been. I think it's been one of the most closely fought leagues, and you have to give a lot of credit to teams like CH and Havies as well. They pushed Kandy and CRN FC right to the end. They managed to get wins as well, which has kept the league interesting. And even Air Force, for that matter, our plate winners also have really put in a good performance, and Police in particular during the latter part of the season have upped their game as well. So on the whole, this Maliban League has been absolutely brilliant, and let's just hope that the main final, the big final, the grand final, the first time it's been played, lives up to that billing.
Certainly will. I think the only set of fans that might have a little bit of a gripe or maybe a little bit complaining about this season are the Havelocks fans, aren't they, Abdullah? Because their team has just not been able to do what we thought they would be able to do at the start of the season. Began with that draw against Air Force, the eventual plate champions, and have just not done justice to the kind of roster that they have had. But as you said, in terms of a spectacle, we are already facing jam-packed pavilion here behind the goalpost at CRNFC, and the crowds are still pouring in. And it's not free seating this time because CRNFC are not hosting. People are happy to pay to watch this particular encounter, and you can see with that drone shot exactly how much coordination and how much discipline goes into the band playing here. And what a wonderful performance it is. And unlike just watching like we used to do previously from the sidelines, we can actually now see how much technique goes into actually being able to perform in this kind of a band display as well. That's the old pavilion at CRNFC, chock-a-block, Abid, and I think the Kandy fans kind of pride themselves on saying we are the most passionate fans, but there's plenty of them in this crowd, isn't there?
Well, in Sri Lanka rugby, it's a schools rugby circuit that everyone is looking forward to. Already people have booked their tickets maybe for the Bradby Shield for the schools rugby season, but it's the club rugby circuit that really needs to develop it. Sri Lanka rugby is going to go forward, and we've taken a step in the right direction. It's just fantastic to see the crowd so eager to watch a game of club rugby. In my lifetime, I haven't seen such big crowds outside of Mithil, and here at Longam Place, it's just beautiful to see that there are so many rugby enthusiasts that have come out in numbers to support the clubs.
Pavitra Fernando, of the president of Sri Lanka Rugby, controversial appointment in the lead up to it, of course, but since he's taken over, he's made sure that everything has led to this particular occasion, and he will be very proud casting his eye along the ground that he has played in many occasions, and he'll be very happy to be hosting on part of Sri Lanka Rugby this wonderful grand final. That's the team cards, ladies and gentlemen. The men who will do battle: Malitha Vijay Sundara, Kenuna Hettiarachchi comes in place of Dilshan Farid, who picked up that unfortunate injury in the Havelocks game, and of course Charles Pravin moving to the starting lineup this time. Usually comes off the bench, but the 110 kilo forward brought in to bolster Kandy's front row.
So of course two very experienced lock forwards, Tilna Bandara and Selese Havea, will form the second rows, and lots going to depend on Tilna Bandara, especially at line out time. And as you mentioned earlier, Shanak, as well, his defensive work around the park has been really good, and they'll be expecting Havea to do a lot of ball carrying, isn't it, and get them that all important front foot ball. We need to keep in mind that he is the sole foreign player in Kandy's ranks, so he'll have a lot of work to do. Interesting to see how he will go in that final quarter, when really Kandy would expect him to make a kind of an impact, but he'll have to do a lot of the donkey work before that as well.
Havea scoring 2 tries last week, so he will be fresh in the minds of CRNFC's defense. And this man in the middle of your screen, Behan Wickramarachchi, it's been a real breakout season. He and Tenukananiakara have probably been the best forward and best back in this season so far. He has been absolutely outstanding. His conditioning has been good. He's moved from potential to actual really good player at the moment. But make no mistake, Tanidu Chaturanga will be the key today. How he stops Zubair Dore and the rest of that backline in their tracks will be something to behold, and any young players keep watching out for him. And of course we had on the open side flank we have Vayabala Pandita, and this is the halves combination, Abid.
So the halves are going to have to do a lot of work, isn't it? Heshan Jansen, Shahid Zumri, first time they're pairing up for a start in the Kandy jumper this year, and how they kick, box kicks, off the hand, off the tee, territorially, tactically, how they kick, how they put their forwards onside. All of this is going to depend, because if you really track back and look at last week's game, the Kandy 8 and their line out didn't function well. So how these two kick, do they kick it out into touch, do they keep it in the field of play, how they read the game, all of that is going to come into play. And it's just a couple of youngsters, 27-year-old Heshan Jansen and 20-year-old Shahid Zumri.
Well, they bring a lot of zip, they bring a lot of flair, and that's something that Kandy fans will be hoping that will turn out well for them. But good luck to the two lads. And in the centres, of course, probably the strongest centre pairing that we have in Sri Lanka at the moment. They really missed Diluksha Dange, who was facing a suspension last week, and they will welcome him back at inside centre. And Akash Madhusankar, who has also been outstanding this season, has really made some telling tackles and some important breaks. Hasn't scored as many tries, but he has been really strong in those centres. So important midfield combination, Abdullah.
Yes, very important, and two powerhouses as well. Both of them have the ability to break that first line of defense. I thought Akash Madhushankar was outstanding, especially in the Havelocks game preceding last week's game against Sia. And of course, they'll be very happy that they've got Diluk Shidange back, isn't it? He unfortunately got a red card, so had to sit out last week's game against Sia. But he's another really power-packed player, and I think they will definitely expect a lot from this centre combination.
And then the all-important back three. Yuan Patirana makes his debut in the run-on shirt for Kandy Sports Club. He will be at fullback. And then we have Dina Lekanayak, the top try scorer and one of the fastest men in Sri Lankan rugby, Kamindu Pereira, who knows his ground well. Also former captain of CRNFC, who will be turning out on the right wing for Kandy. But the big omission, of course, we've said 15 names, but the one that's missing is bigger than all of these, and that's Srinath Surya Bandara.
Well, of course, Kandy Sports Club will really miss Srinath Surya Bandara. He has been that player that has created almost all of their tries. The majority of their tries has been created by Srinath Surya Bandara. The little shimmies, the little razzle-dazzle that he has. It's not to say that these players won't have it later on, but that's what comes with experience. But for Yuan Patirana, I played against him. He's a very good tactical player. He knows when to kick. He has a very good left boot on him, reads the game very well, and he's right away put into a very high pressure situation. He's starting the grand finals for Kandy Sports Club at number 15.
Well, it will be a test, a baptism by fire. That's what both Shahid Zumri and Yuan Patirana, two former captains of their sides, will feel. And this is a Kandy team card. And on the replacements bench, Dias Muhammad, Veerasinghe Soiza, Udangamua, Premnath, who has been outstanding, and the two Pereiras will be in the two back replacements, the three-quarter replacements. So Kandy going with a 6-2 bench once again. Abdullah, where do you think the real threats are in that Kandy lineup?
Yes, well, the thing is, up front, I think they're missing Dilshan Farid, isn't it? The physical presence that he brings, that's going to be a real loss for Kandy. But I think they'd expect probably players like Gayan Pereira to come during the latter stage and then just try and add a bit of impetus to the back line. But you feel that it's up front in that final 20 minutes where the difference is going to be made. And in that aspect, you probably feel Kandy just seem to be a bit light in that area.
Yes, that's where things are going to be won and lost. A forward battle, of course. Kandy defended heroically last week, but can they bring a little bit more front foot ball to their effort this time? CRNFC, Senura Pereira, Sri Lanka prop forward on the loose head side. Venura Kodhagoda has played 80 minutes for most of this season, and Charit Silva, the other big prop forward, coming through and really bolstering this front row. They'll be up against another front row who knows exactly what they're doing under Lasitha Attanagoda, but this is a very good front five. Saula Bilivanua will be the man who packs down in the second row alongside Ajit Radishan, Abdullah, who I thought has been outstanding since he has come in to that second row in the last few games.
Yeah, I thought last week against Kandy he was absolutely brilliant. Around the lows, he's a big boy. He's got the ability to make some big hits, and no doubt CRNFC will be expecting another big performance from him. Bulirova will probably have that first 40 for him to just spend everything, keep everything out on the field and create maximum chaos on that Kandy defense. And they're interesting, they put him in the second row. They'll probably look to bring him in off phase ball to try and be the carrier to get over the gain line.
Well, I think they've put him in there because they want these two gentlemen to make sure that they start, and that is Omalka Gunaratna, top try scorer for CRNFC this season, alongside his captain Lasindu Vishan Karnatilaka, and a man that we haven't talked about too much, but who has been a real standout in the line-out and in the loose. Abdul Ahmed, former Isipatana player, moved from the green jersey to the red jersey, as so many of the green jersey players do. But Lasindu Vishan will be looking to try and get a second hand onto that Maliban Interclub Rugby League trophy. He's got one hand on it already because he's a favourite, but that doesn't mean anything because this is a winner-takes-all final. But look for the experience of Omalka Gunaratna to really take it to them, because he knows NSC Wainganisa will come on in the second 40 minutes, so he knows that he has to absolutely empty the tank in the first half.
Yes, I think this third row is going to be a big part in this final, as well as this halves combination. I thought Harsha Madhuranga has been a really steady influence on this Sierra outfit since he made the move from CHNFC last season. I thought his box kicking has been absolutely brilliant. He's made the correct decisions, and his distribution has made Zubair Dure's transition from fullback to the fly half position so much more smoother. And if this halves combination can click, as well as they have done particularly during this latter part of the season, I think you could see CRNFC causing a lot of problems to this Kandy defense.
Yes, if you look at Sia's performance against Havelocks, it was the one game that Zubair Dore didn't start at number 10, and he's only 25 years old, but it feels like he's been there forever. But this man absolutely has been there forever. His age is certainly not 23, Manuel Rubeiro. He's been around for a lot longer than that. He's pretty much held together by tape. But between him and Tenuka Nanayakkara, they are a very intelligent duo who have really managed to make things difficult for oppositions with the way they move the ball and the way they're both able to kick.
Well, they're a complete package, isn't it, to have at the centres. They are also playmakers, but they're also very destructive ball carriers. And when they do make those breaks, CRNFC have the forwards to support them, and they have the players that come around in support. And the way these two play will really determine how CRNFC go in this game. Extremely experienced Manuel Rubeiro and Tenuka Nanayakkara. How lucky are CRNFC to have the two of them in the centres?
Well, the two of them in the centres, and both can probably play number 10 if you ask them to, and that's the luxury that CRNFC has. They have Zubair Dore who plays 10, and then these two guys who can step in and really distribute well if they need to as well. So Tenuka Nanayakkara, he's 90 kilograms, 5'11", so that's a proper international three-quarter size and weight as well. So good to see him in contention for Sri Lanka. This is perhaps where the weakest element of CRNFC's team so far, purely because of the lack of experience. Kushan Tarindu is a guy who likes to run the ball. We'd like to maybe see him take a few judicious touch kicks when he has the option. Pasindu Bandara, again, another brilliant broken field player, Abdullah. But for me, the standout has been Chemod Muthunayaka. He scored 6 tries, and he's not a celebrated player, not a big name coming out of schools, but he has the goods, doesn't he?
Yes, and the thing with him is consistency, isn't it? He's been very steady. Whenever he gets the opportunities, he ensures that he finishes. He collects the high ball extremely well. Doesn't do anything that he's not supposed to do. His decision making is very good. Tarindu Chaturanga and Pasindu Bandara, immensely talented players, but there have been occasions where they tend to make the wrong decisions at the wrong time. And when you are at the back three, you know that there's no one else behind you. So decision making, getting yourself in the correct positions is absolutely important.
Well, attack is not going to be the problem for this back three. Defense is going to be the problem. How they defend that high ball and how they defend on the loose. They've got to defend players like Dinala Ekanayaka and Kavindu Pereira, who have a wealth of experience.
The replacements, Jaya Ratnayaka, the big Marasinghe, Wainganisa will come off the bench and make a difference in the second half for sure. Ramindu Anjula, who was the man who stole that all-important line out up in Nittavala as well as down in Longdon Place last week. Viruddha Amanet, Chatura Seneviratna also another overseas player but not a foreign player, and Pereira will be among the replacements. So watch for the CRNFC team. They are the favourites going into this game by virtue of the fact that they're 2-0 against the same opposition. But as we said, it doesn't matter what happened in the league. This is the one time only last chance saloon grand final for Kandy Sports Club. Really wonderful to see the big crowds coming in. Abid, you say that you haven't seen it in your lifetime, this much of a crowd outside of Nittavala, but this was what it used to be when Kandy played Sia back in the early 90s and the 2000s. But unfortunately, the heavens have opened. The rain is not too heavy, but it certainly is coming down. It won't put a damper of the proceedings. It's not tennis or cricket, of course, and we will play through the rain. But the crowds have got their umbrellas up. No problems for those of us ensconced here in the pavilion. Standing room only for anyone who comes in at this point. But unfortunately, the weather has taken a turn for the worse, but hopefully it will be a passing cloud and we will be able to get a nice fast game going up the land. This is the kind of rain that makes handling the ball a little difficult, isn't it? So the forwards will come back into play, and then maybe that 6-2 split that Kandy have chosen might be something that will come back to be a real genius decision in the end.
Yeah, that's right, and a kicking game as well. I don't think we should forget about that as well. It'll be interesting to see Chatura Seneviratna coming off the bench. We know the boot that he has as well. So spectators taking every vantage point possible. It's an absolute packed house here at London Place, which is brilliant to see. The atmosphere is electric. Everyone in anticipation of this game, and yes, Abid was saying first time he's seen it, Shanaka, but we've been around the park quite a bit, and we've seen these occasions at least 1.5 decades ago when the crowds used to throng for this year, and Kandy encounter, and it's just great to see that those times have come back, and let's just hope the game lives up to that billing as well.
Yes, I'm sure it will. Neither of these teams are going to leave anything on the park as the rain maybe comes down a little harder than it was a moment ago. But hopefully it will be a passing cloud.
And also what's going to be interesting to see, Shanaka, is both teams taking how they performed in last week's encounter, what kind of effort, the kind of effort they put in, how much is it taken out of them, isn't it? Have they recovered enough? Because that was an immensely physical encounter, both teams desperate to host the final. Sia had a bit more on the line in the fact that they had to win to ensure that they make it to the final. And of course, the bonus for them was hosting it as well. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams have recovered from last week's performance for this grand final.
Well, Abdullah, I remember you and I were calling that game, and I was tired just watching the game, so I can't imagine what it must have felt like to actually have put your body on the line. Guys like Tharindu Chaturanga making 23 tackles and having to get up and go back for training, come back and do it all over again. Abid, I don't know if you have any intel of what's been going on in training, but do you think that there was a lot that they might have had to do to overcome what CRNFC threw at them tactically last week?
And interesting that you say tactic. It's going to be a very tactical battle, and do CRNFC go for the same tactic is going to be the question. They've already exposed how they want to beat Kandy Sports Club. Kandy Sports Club, not much to say about how they played in the previous game. It was just a couple of tries that came in patches when there were yellow cards, and how these teams play with the rain as well. Now it's going to be it's going to be a forwards battle, isn't it? It's going to be how the forwards carry, how the back three kick. And with a 6-2 split for Kandy on the bench, maybe they just have an upper hand with an extra forward, but the forwards that CRNFC have are just no slouches, isn't it?
Yes, with guys like Navin Marasinghe and Enesi Wainganisau having to come off the bench, that's going to be an interesting one. But also the tables seem to have turned a little bit. Maybe she didn't tell her folks that she was coming for the game. Seems unhappy to be on the camera. But Abdullah, it's a role reversal in the sense here are the foreign players from CHNFC and Tamani Walu.
Yeah, well, what a brilliant addition they have been, isn't it, Shanaka? Again, a lot of commentary about the ruling brought in late into the league of foreign players being allowed to play, but they have definitely added a lot of value to this league and made the competition much more closer. Just on a small side note, it's interesting that you were talking about Yuan Patirana making probably his debut, if I'm not mistaken, for Kandy in this game. Second game, probably his first start. But just less than a year ago, he was playing for the coach who will be playing against. And he'll be playing for the coach who he gave a lot of heartaches in that encounter in the last Rugby Shield as well. So it just shows the nature of sport, how fluid it can be. And it's going to be really interesting to see how Yuan Patirana goes in this game, also considering the situation, because there's going to be a lot of kicking, you'd fathom, at least at the start of the match.
Certainly is, and there's some makeshift umbrellas as well. All our mates coming in using their helmets as protection from the rain. And this is the Kandy team going back into the huddle, into the hut rather. And yes, it's going to be a cracking game. It's lovely to see these Kandy supporters for the second time in a row, Abdullah, and it's no small task for them. They've got to book their transport, they've got to probably maybe book even some accommodation, and it's not easy to make the trip down to Colombo and make sure that the costs and expenses that come with that. And unfortunately, they're the only outstation club really when you look at the Maliban Rugby League 2025-26, and that is a price you pay, but they're happy to pay it for their boys.
Yeah, that's right, and you have to give them a lot of credit as well. They're 2-0 against CRNFC, but yet they have the faith, they have the belief. They've lost one of their key players, but yet they have come down to back their team, and I think you have to give them a lot of credit, because they're a set of supporters who are just used to success repeatedly, and sometimes the shoulders can drop, but they've come down in their numbers, which is brilliant to see.
Well, we're just talking about the Kandy fans, and unfortunately, quite apart from the rain, we have another bit of a damper bit of news coming from the middle, saying that Heshan Johnson has sustained an injury in the warm-ups, and Suranga Tennakon looks like he's going. Anura Pereira is actually going to come in as the scrum half, and Suranga Tennakon will come to the bench. So that's an interesting one. Heshan Jansen would have been one of the really important figures in this Kandy team. So just before kickoff, that's not great news. We were talking about the halves combination and how important they will be. So without Srinath Surya Bandara and Heshan Jansen, that puts CRNFC firmly into the favourites position, and bad news for Kandy Sports Club fans. But sometimes news like this lifts a team.
Oh, definitely. Here's the 23 for both teams that will feature in the first ever club rugby finals here in Sri Lanka. It's Longdon Place that's hosting this game under lights. It's going to be an absolute epic encounter. I hope you've got your popcorn ready. I hope you've got your snacks ready, because this game is going to just keep you at the edge of your seats. It's going to be an extremely physical battle. It's going to be a game where these players are going to meet them right up front. It's going to be, there you go, you can see the little looks being thrown around from both teams, and it's all for this. The Maliban Inter-Club Rugby League. Who will walk away with it? Will it be the defending champions, Kandy Sports Club, or will CRNFC rewrite history to win the first ever club rugby finals?
Ajit Radhishan in that lineup there, looking like a fox towards a chicken coop as he looks at the Kandy lineup. But it's important that all these players, despite the occasion, make sure they keep their discipline, stay on the pitch, and don't let their coaches down with any coach killers. Here are the men, the 46 men who will do battle in the first ever inaugural Inter-Club Rugby League 2025-26 Grand Final, brought to you by Maliban, live on the Papare.com. Several people working very, very hard to bring this occasion to fruition, and also to bring it to your living rooms, your cars, your phones, wherever you might be, whether it's in Sri Lanka or wherever you might be in the rest of the world, whether you are joining us from Da Nang, Vietnam, whether you are joining us from Toronto in Canada, or whether you are joining us from Christchurch in New Zealand. We are happy to bring these pictures to you of the first ever Grand Final of the Sri Lanka Club Rugby League. Some CRNFC faithful there. Chula Dharmadasa, who will be in charge of the elite panel of referees, coming forward. Mr. Senior Superintendent retired. Senior DIG retired Nimal Luke, father of Coach Nishant Luke. Also in the crowd there. We'll be watching to hope his son can repeat the heroics of 2 years ago. Of course, the Honourable Sports Minister, who is present and will be the guest of honour at this final.
Just gonna let you soak it all in. You guys are gonna have an 80 minutes that you're gonna remember, hopefully, for the rest of your lives. These players are going to bring you a spectacle unlike any other. The Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs in Sri Lanka, Sunil Kumara Gamage. Here's the home team, CRNFC, who have booked the home ground. They've got Longdon Place sorted. They've got one tick. Now they need the other, and that tick is the most important one of them all.
Honourable Minister Gamage being followed by dignitaries from Maliban, who have been the outstanding sponsors of this season, came and cooperated with Sri Lanka Rugby at a time where things were largely in limbo, and there's a man that has worked tirelessly to make sure this season has been a success. A season where right up to last week, Abdullah, CHNFC didn't know whether they were still in with a chance of making it to this grand final. Aruna Pereira will be given the chance quite unexpectedly to start this game, and that's going to be a really important one for him. And Craig Chan, not just foreign players, but we have foreign officials as well. Craig Chan from Hong Kong will be assisted by Ravin Alexander and Aruna Shanta, two of Sri Lanka's most experienced referees, and Mr. Dilroy Fernando, World Rugby trainer and educator of match officials, will be the TMO. And the crowd is ready. We are ready here in the commentary box. The players are ready. And I hope you are ready. As Abid said, hope you've picked up all your popcorn, your snacks, you've broken fast. You've done everything you have to do to make sure the next 80 minutes is going to be uninterrupted rugby spectacle from Longden Place.
So I'm sure both teams would have practiced taking the consideration of the weather into place in the Chanaka. So it's going to be rather wet. Still, it's raining here at London Place. So be interesting to see how both teams adapt as Shahid Zumri gets us underway.
Omar Gunaratne is the man who takes the first kick off, and there's only one way he will run. And Tarindu Chaturanga makes the first of what will be many tackles this evening.
Use it!
Madhuranga's box kicking was on point last week. There's no reason for him to change something that works. And immediately Dinal Ekanayaka opts not to take any chances with the wet ball. And bumps this one, and taking it on the first bounce is Murshid Zubair. Man of the match in the last match, and he's showing exactly why with a nice mazy little run. So he's got 85 kilograms on him, and as a back that's pretty heavy, which shows that he's got a bit of confidence going forward. Madhuranga. Ruberu to Tarindu. Not sure what that kick was intended to do except bring Shahid Zumri into the play.
Everyone's on.
And that's a good kick from Zumri, exchanging high kicks between Tarindu and Shahid. Here's Chemod Mutunaik onto the right foot.
Keep coming wide.
Yuan Patirana on the left foot. Oh, that's a beautiful kick. Beautiful kick, but equally well dealt with by Kushan Tarindu. And this is Billy Vanua with his first opportunity. Bumps off Akash Madhusanka. First time that has happened this season. Another brilliant tackle by Dahan Vikramarachi, flying up. Nicely taken by Murshid Zubair, who puts this grubber in to Dinal Ekanayaka. Follows up, and Chemod Mutunaika makes a good tackle.
Use it!
Charles Praveen. And that's a big hit. Really big hit by Ajit Radishan on Kelula Hettiarachi. He's slow to get up. Charles Praveen. It's not a great pass to Shahid Zumri. And Kushan Tarindu makes a hash of it. Chasing strongly is Diluk Shadange, but he had some support. And Pasindu Bandara now gets away from Akash Madhushankar. Tries to milk it. Referee says, please go. Please play on. Omalka. Pass nicely out in front of Abdul Ahmed. Here's Chemod Mutunaik. It's been non-stop stuff. Harsha Madhuranga is first man there. Here's Billy Vanua. Takes 3 to bring him down. Madhuranga. Sharit Silva. Oh, what a hit. Kelula Hettiarachi's taken 2 big bangs. Zubair. Nice ball, but not to the man intended. Passing to Bandara, shadowed by Kamidu. Taken down by Dange. Madhuranga again. Murshid Zubair spots the gap, but a brilliant tackle in the end from Vabala Pandita. Ajit Rajishan takes route 1, but moves
backwards.
Always backwards, says the referee.
Not going to be an edge by wide. Knock on.
Craig Chan right on the spot. And Vedura Kodagore now. For the first time, the ball is in the Kandy half.
Not going to advantage over.
Billy Vanua now. Thumped straight into Tulina Bandara.
No wide, no.
Ooh, that's a risky ball. But it finds its target, and Chemod Mutunaika will come in field, but not without an obstruction to help him.
Physicality on another level. 3 minutes and 45 seconds of continuous rugby. And oh my goodness, you're in for an absolute thriller. Everyone just giving possession away. Everyone involved in that phase of play. Shanak and Abdullah. Oh, we're in for an absolute spectacle here at Longden Place.
Well, what a brilliant touch finder by Yuan Patran as well. But also what was impressive is both teams' willingness to move the ball as well. Is they probably thought they'll all take the safety first approach back, just playing the territorial game, but they're willing to shift the ball hand to hand, which is great to see. And if they can maintain it the way they have so far and using the same level of skill, then I'm sure the Basque crowd here will have got their money's worth.
Well, this is what yielded the 2 tries for Kandy, and they're going to start very much at the beginning. Didn't get too many opportunities last week to do this, and this time they've got an opportunity in the first 5 minutes of play. Dange, lovely run by the centre, eager to show that his absence was a factor for last season. Kenula Hettiarachchi. Tirina Bandara shovels it on to Douglas Havea. Well taken by Achit Radishan. Shahid Zumri now to Akash. Lovely ball in front. Here's Anura Pereira, who will have to deputize in a position that he was not expecting to start in. Malita Vijay Sundara, tackled by Venura Kodagoda.
Take him back to the 50. Take him back.
It's a nice kick from Shahid Zumri, but well read in the end by Chemod Mutunaika, who will return the favour and just bring a slight halt so that we in the commentary box can catch our breath.
Well, what a pulsating start it's been to this final. Ball in time, the ball in play time extremely high. And that's very nervous looking Dushant Luke, understandably so. He's done really well to put this CR team together. Team has definitely clicked during this latter part of this league. Gone from strength to strength. Now it's just 1 game away from ending a very good season.
Nice basketball style rebound from Tirila Bandaru to take that ball down, and Dahan Vikramarachi really does well. No release is the call, and Amarku Gunaratna gives away the first penalty. Douglas Havea goes away on a little run, but he's well met in the end by Achit Radishan, who looks like he's up for it today. Tirina Bandara does well to sidestep that tackle, and Charles Pravin thunders his way forward in the rain. Zumri looks for some willing runners. Nice inside ball from Dange to Madhushankar. Still available for Aruna Pereira. And here's Dahan Vikramarachi. Gets out of one. Aruna to Bandara. Massive hit once again, but
No balls available. No balls available. Use it.
Craig Chan not allowing the players to hold the opposition in the ruck. Shahid Zumri thought about the expansive pass, but it was shut down quickly. Did well to hold on. And Madhushankar now spotting a gap. Bang! He goes into the first tackle, but not the second. Charles Praveen knocks it forward. It's really greasy conditions and not helpful for ball carrying at close quarters. Top try scorer for the league, Tinale Kanaika. Bumps off one, bumps off two. Lovely ball in field for Diluk Sadange, but Chemod Mutunaika gets back in a really important intervention.
Play with the ball.
This game is going to have both coaches screaming instructions for the entire 80. CR's defense have been tested in this first 8 minutes. Kandy's defense has been tested in this first 8 minutes. Kandy Sports Club, Shanaka. It's very early doors. I don't want to be the person who points it out, but Kandy looks a bit unstructured in attack. There doesn't seem to be a structure in where they're going. They're just going around the fringe. And is that because Heshan Johnson is not playing?
Yes, it could be, or it could be a concerted way. Maybe they feel that's their best way of breaking down this CRNFC defense. But what for me was a bit concerning was that decision of not going to post, isn't it? So earlier on, when they got that penalty, again a bit of rush of blood. As you can see that brilliant tackle by Mutunaika, trailing back from where he was, because if not Ekanaika could have caused a lot of problems to the CR and FC defense. Now that's where I think Kandy probably just slightly missed the trick in terms of not taking that kick to goal.
Yes, the early points would have done wonders for the confidence and just settled them down a little bit. CR now looking to return the favour and get their driving maul going. You scored 2 against us last week, but
That's one.
maybe not this week is the message that they want to send.
Use it.
Gunaratna will have to release now. Manilka Ruberu flying up was Tarindu Chaturanga. Very rare missed tackle from him. Attacks the breakdown, and Achit Radishan carries strongly into contact.
No.
Venura Kodagoda met by Tirina Bandara. Kushan Tarindu isolates himself and he gets well over the ball. Kavindu Pereira, and this is what we talked about before kickoff, Abdullah. Just the inexperience of Kushan Tarindu and Pasindu Bandara not to get into those positions, and they've given a really good, important penalty to Yuan Patrana's left foot.
Yeah, absolutely, and out wide. I think the pace at which this game is played, I think a bit of game management is going to be important. Especially, I think Zubair Dore will probably need to look at trying and just playing the game in Kandy's half as much as possible. I feel CRNFC are trying to run a bit too much from their own half, and they probably could be putting their forwards under a lot of pressure in terms of getting to the breakdown.
Red cap.
Nice raincoat from Fazil Marija. Kerala Hettiarachi lines up. Kandy's second liner. Sack is good is the call. Craig Chan showing that he knows exactly what a sack is and how it's executed. Douglas Havea running straight at Manilka Ruberu, who left it to his forward friend. Does really well that time Murshid Zubair not to spear Zumri into the floor. Good aggressive defense from CRNFC as Madhushanka is forced to leave it behind. Vijay Sundara, good ball from Vijay Sundara, but straight into the hands of Abdul Ahmed, who needs some support on the 50-meter line.
That's
It's
50.
quick ball, but this time Zubair chooses to put it up into the skies, and Yuan Patrana does really well to take that cleanly and launch a counter-attack. Tenuka Kara manhandling the youngster, and they just squirted forward.
Wait. Listen, I don't need that.
Tempers flaring here at longer place. CR's tactic is pretty simple. I think it's playing the game in the right half of the field.
Let's go,
Kandy Sports Club haven't opted for the boot as much, but as soon as CRFC got that ball, Zubair Dore was in place to put that kick. He didn't care how far that kick went, but it was chaseable enough. He knows that he can get his chasers up. Yuan Patrana. So far his interventions have been brilliant. This one, just knocking forward.
Time up, yeah.
Well, all 90 kilos of Tenuka Kara welcoming the 2-game player to the centre.
Let me explain.
Not the ideal conditions for Shahid Zumri, isn't it? He's a guy who likes to run the ball, likes to put a bit of zip on
I
it,
give you the benefit of the
likes
doubt.
to
This is
give
the
the long
first one.
pass.
I need no more
But
after the
in
game.
this first 12
Okay?
minutes, it's
Do not
been
tap someone head.
real
Okay,
help
after
to
knock on
scout the
something.
stuff.
If it's just a scrum,
Yeah,
let's
that's
worry
right,
a bit more
but
than that.
he's got the
Okay,
skill
we work
set
with that place.
and
Okay,
the
okay,
rugby
yes.
IQ to adjust his game. Is Chanak is a very smart operator. Just his ability to just soak the pressure up that's just going to be the key. He's lost a lot of experience inside him in Heshan Jansen as well. So a lot is going to ride on him,
Okay, let's go,
how
please.
this game is going to pan out for Kandy. But knowing the quality that he possesses, I definitely back him to adjust to the
let's go.
conditions as well as to his new partnership with his family.
Remember what we agreed?
Craig Chan
Yeah.
laying down the
Come
law.
on, please.
No afters. Didn't like that Tenuka Kara tapped Yuan Patrana on the head.
Crouch. Bind.
Said it's going to be more than a scrum if it happens again.
Set. Stand up. I'm already engaged. Don't tell me what to do. Listen up. Wait. I need bigger gap to set and hold until the ball is in. Okay, let's go.
It's good management. He's an elite referee. Is referee Craig Chan.
Clear gap before set. I need the gap.
Harsha Madhuranga trying to alert referee Chan as to what was going on in the front row, and he, in no uncertain terms, told him he doesn't need his help.
Set. Stay.
It's a better set from CR, but not so much from Kandy as Lasiluishan goes off the left side. Oh, that's a good tackle by Kamindu Pereira, Dila Lekanayaka rather.
Use it!
Senator Pereira, it needs to be quick ball for CRNFC now. Rajesh Khan again met with that low grass cutter from Tarindu Chaturanga. They attack the short side once again. And Dila Lekanayaka flew into that tackle but came off second best.
There are some big hits going on in this game, Shanaka, and that was just another one. Initial indications were that it's the defender who was going to be penalized. Probably Nana Kara.
Let me tell you what I've seen. I got a high
Taking
tackle
the brunt
against
of that
11
hit,
white.
but Ekanaika seemed to have come off his wing, isn't it,
point.
to cut off the overlap.
So head to head, so I will double check onto TMO any clear mitigations, okay? So TMO check please, potential power play against white 11. They're gonna check on white 11 tackle please.
So the conditions are very clear. White 11, they're checking the tackle on the point of contact.
Yeah.
Could we have the angle from the camera 1 and 3 please? Yeah, production number 8 is covering, so we need another angle please. See if you have another angle please.
So for me, it's foul play. They've had contact. I don't see a clear mitigation factor. So for me, there'll be a red card. Anything to add? I don't see clear mitigation factor for me, unless you guys see something different.
Yeah. Craig?
Yep. Yep, so
that's all they have.
It's foul play, direct head contact. No clear mitigation for me, so therefore will be a 20-minute red card. Do you got anything to add?
Craig, your recommendation red card?
What did he say? Say it one more time, please.
Yep. Suranga, your decision is yellow card, right?
No.
Red card. Craig, so it's for you. It's head-on-head contact.
Yes, and there's no clear mitigation for me. Therefore, it's a red card. All right, Captain. 11. It's a red card. 20 minutes red card. Do you need translation now? No. It is foul play, direct head-to-head contact. Therefore, no clear mitigation factor. There will be a red card.
Well, that's the end to the grand final for Dila Lekanayaka. But what we have to tell our fans is that under the playing regulations, it's only a 20-minute red card, which means that they will be able to get a player on in the 33rd minute of this game. So they will be restored to 15. But watching the replays, there was very little that the referee could have done in those circumstances.
Well, definitely, Shanaka. Now that's going to put a big blow when it comes to Kandy Sports Club. They've listed the 6 forwards and the 2 backs on the bench. That means Dila Lekanayaka out completely for the rest of the game. That means they're going to have to bring in Gayan Pereira, and then for the rest of the, say, 50-odd minutes, they're going to have to play with just 1 player on the bench, and that's Suranga Tendakon, who was called in as an injury replacement for Heshan Jansen. Big moment in the game.
14th minute of the game. is just a game-turning moment. It's been an absolutely superb contest so far. Is this what breaks the back of the Kandy resolve? Is this what gives Sia a little bit of fire in the belly? Well, it's not given their forwards any backward step. Tirina Bandara gets his long arms in there. He's done really well. Senra Pereira needs to try and rip that away, but Bandara has done superbly. It's still going forward though, so the referee will not blow it up until it stops.
Not going anywhere. Then use it. It's through the
Use it
middle.
is the call. And Tirina Bandara almost saved a certain try. Bilivanua.
Shot.
Ajit Radishan thinks about it, then goes. They've got a back down, so Harsha Madhuranga needs to make sure he gets this ball out, and the try is scored. Doesn't need to get it out. And it's the first point, so it's not just a red card, but a costly 5-point red card as well.
Well, a psychological blow to Kandy, if ever there was one. They just lost one of their key players for the rest of the game, and immediately from the ensuing line out, CRNFC through Malka Gunaratne and managed to get the first commercial bank try of this grand final. And that will just make the CRNFC and their supporters feel so much better. Because you'd have to say in this first 15 minutes, it's CRNFC who seemed to have dominated the game, but they didn't have anything to show for it. And after just on the stroke of the 15th minute, through a driving maul, and then a couple of rucks and Malka Gunaratne, the good body position going over for the first try of this grand final.
Well, he's a tough man to stop in any circumstances, but 2 meters out from the line, it's almost impossible. Douglas Javier tried to get under it, but just couldn't do enough. Senuka Naneakara. Yes, manages to squeeze it over the crossbar. The touchline conversion from the man who has been a revelation this season.
15 minutes so far in this grand final, and it feels like we played the entire 80. This game, the intensity is on another level. When you talk of grand finals and you expect the intensity to be exactly this, have a look at this try from CRNFC. And Shanaka, Abdullah, you have to say that this try was very well manufactured from CRNFC. It was a result of playing the game in the right part of the field.
It was the culmination of a few good movements from the back of the scrum as well, which put the pressure, and unfortunately for Dinal Ekanayaka, forced him into a tackle that he will be regretting already. Harsha Madhuranga will now know that for the next 20 minutes he just has to game manage. Chemud Mutunayaka getting back and making a good tackle on Kavindu Pereira.
Penalty, finish, high tackle, penalty only.
Aruna Pereira now with the raking box kick and does really well.
You got penalty advantage or drop 22? Okay, 50-22.
Well, is that a 50-22? You have to question.
It was a 50-22, Abid. Not sure they took it back. I think the ruck was inside the 50.
I need the line come in.
See what the who the call is for.
Good. Come on, please.
Here's a ruck. It's out inside their own 50 meters. Aruna Pereira does well to spot the space behind Pasindu Bandara. Ball bouncing out of the 22, but going out inside the 22. So, Abid, yes, there is a bit of controversy as to whether the ball needs to bounce inside the 22 and go out, or whether the ball can go out in the 22.
Well, nonetheless, brilliantly weighted kick by Aruna Pereira as well. Not easy from a fluid ruck to kick the ball. from the base, but I
Stop,
thought
stop,
he has
stop,
executed
stop, stop.
extremely well.
Half step, stay. Okay, good. Time back on, please.
So Kandy with an attacking line out now, a really important one for them.
Sack is good, sack is good.
Can they get back into the game quickly? Ajit Radishan has done well to sack them again, and the penalty is coming. Excellent maul defense. So we talked about recovering from last game, Abdullah, and it's very clear that Kandy scored 2 tries off their
So
driving
sack is
maul,
good.
and Coach Dushan
Set
Luke
is good.
and
Okay,
team
so the sack, and then you
have
guys
gone back
transfer
and
you
made
guys
sure they
drop it
know
on your own
exactly how to
player.
counter
That's
it.
why you guys fall.
Yes,
Listen,
and
please.
part of the strategy seems to be to nip it at the bud, isn't it? They're sacking extremely well. Now it'll be interesting to see whether the Kandy pack can adjust to that. That's going to be the key. They know what CR is going to do, and they need to adapt and adjust.
You can see Tarindu Chaturanga a little confused as to what's happening. So let's watch it here again. Ball is collected by Tilina Bandara, Vavala Pandita rather, and before the maul is formed, Ajit Radishan drags him down. So that's the important part. You've got to make sure you get the ball carrier to ground before the maul is formed around him. So Ajit Radishan did that really well that time. And CR have chosen to go off the top, as Abdul Ahmed did many times last week. Harsha Maduranga. Nice hanging kick. There's 2 balls on the field. And Chemod Mutunaika, Abdul Ahmed held on for dear life, and Kamindu Pereira now will look to release Dange into some space. Diluksha Dange runs hard, runs straight.
Backwards, always backwards, always backwards.
Backwards is the call, and there's no knock on, but that one certainly went forward. Charles Praveen with his second knock on. Akash Madhushankar. Brilliant tackle by Chemod Mutunaika again.
Penalty advantage, no clear release. No clear release. Tackler always at hell, no clear release.
Well, I tell you, gentlemen, there's some really big hits getting in there, isn't it? And it's going to be interesting to see how long they can maintain this. Probably the weather conditions helping slightly, but at the end of this game, there are going to be some really tired bodies out there. As we have a look at that once again. So here what happened is Madhushankar did brilliantly well to release the ball, and Mutunaika needed to release the tackler, which he didn't do. He held on to Akash's legs, and that therefore was penalized.
Now this next line out is going to be an important one. Kandy have set up 2 mauls. Both mauls have been sacked. Maybe this time they'll try to take it one shot, go to the line. Interesting line out coming up. Kenula Hettiarachi playing. No Dilshan Farid in the listed team sheet for Kandy Sports Club. This time they set them all up once again, and they've got to march on.
Done well that time, Vavala Pandita. Presented his backside to the defense, and that's exactly what you've got to do if you're getting sacked. Got to make sure you make it hard, and that's brilliantly done by Ajit Radishan, but he was offside.
You can't do that. When you come through the gate to block, you can't block from there, offside.
That's right, Radishan needed to be behind the hindmost foot at that maul, which very clearly he wasn't when he tried to block that kick off Pereira. So another opportunity. Patrina with his trusted left boot has found a good touch driving play into the CR22.
Well, he seems to be taking to it like a duck to water, if you'll pardon the pun, in the conditions. But Ivan Patrina has been singularly the best player for Kandy so far.
They spoke that the previous line out was very important. Now this line out is even more important. Now the line out worked, maul worked. Kenula Hettiarachi has a couple of jumpers. Vavala Pandita is hit. And maul set. Good initial hit from CRNFC. Kandy breakaway.
Sia did well to splinter that driving maul, and now Dange will carry strongly into the center of the CR defense. Ajit Radishan really contesting that breakdown. Kenula Hettiarachi trying to go straight through the middle. That time it's Malita Vijay Sundara. Close quarter stuff here, not the kind of rugby that Kandy are famed for. but they won't mind whichever way it comes as long as they get the 5-pointer. Oh, that's a brilliant bit of work. Outstanding try from Tirina Bandara. Spotted the gap. Sia's defense in complete disarray there on the line. And Tirina Bandara, cometh the hour, cometh the man. Does the job. Gets the 5. Waits for the 7. The first commercial bank try for Kandy.
Well, 14-man Kandy Sports Club. How about that try from Tirina Bandara, arguably the best Kandy player in that previous game that these two teams played. He goes over for a try. Maul didn't work twice, Shanaka. This time it works twice. And now conversion's going to be taken by Shahid Zumri. This is a sitter, so it goes over 7-all. It's all squared in the grand final here under the lights at London Place.
Doesn't matter how many men are on the park as you're level on the scoreboard. 14-man Kandy and those fans are happy. The flag is waving. Look at Tirina Bandara, spots the gap. Senura Kodagoda and Lashindu Vishan Karunatilaka folded too quickly. And that's where the tired legs are going to come through, isn't it, Abdullah? This is where, in the last 15 minutes of the half, that the legs are starting to feel heavy.
Absolutely, Shanaka. But in the context of the game, an absolutely crucial score for Kandy. I thought the forwards did brilliantly well to persevere when they were under a lot of pressure.
No foul play, always on the floor.
Eventually managing to get the important score to get themselves on the board.
So now 2 moments of indiscipline, letting Kandy back into the game.
Yeah, absolutely, Shanaka. Sia just need to compose themselves. They have a man advantage, but they've yet got to maintain their discipline. We just sense that over the last 5 minutes or so, they have been found wanting in that aspect. As Patirana once again drives play towards the CR half.
Douglas Havia, Venura Kodagoda taking him bravely. But we've been talking about the players, Abdullah, and this is probably the best performance from both these teams, or any teams really, in this whole Maliban Rugby League tournament so far. But look at referee Chan as well. He's been outstanding. Talk about that in a moment, as Vavala Pandita does really well to hand the ball back so he can't be sacked. And Kerala Hettiarachi. Good driving maul, gains about 10 or 12 meters for Kandy. And Aruna Pereira will come back to his left boot, and fortunately it looks like there's a hamstring problem for Malita Vijay. Beautiful take by Kavindu Pereira, beautifully done by the experienced winger. Holding on is the call, and Akash Madhushankar and Kavindu Pereira doing so well to retain that ball.
I was there. He was jumping over. The player's always on the floor.
Wonderfully weighted
so your player's always on the floor,
box kick by Pereira. And what a chase by
okay, you can't mute that.
the other Pereira, Kavindu. Did brilliantly well to get in there and retrieve it.
Listen, the player's on the floor. When he comes
Once
in the
again,
charge,
Kandy
he run into him.
will have
So it's
no
no foul play by you
hesitation,
guys and no foul play for them. So it's just
Go
play
to
on,
touch,
check the player
look
now.
to try
Okay,
and
penalty for
get a
holding on here.
5-meter line out
Okay.
and let
Good
their
to go?
forwards do their
Okay.
thing.
Mark's it.
Well, in these big crunch games, it's all about doing the little things right. And I think Kandy are doing the little things right in the period that Bina Lekanayaka has been there, except for the moment where they gave the try away. Since that, things have worked pretty well for Kandy Sports Club. Yuan Patirana has played brilliantly well so far. The kicks to touch, that's his sole duty so far in this game. He hasn't got a lot of ball that's come his way. He hasn't had to run in open field. It has been the kicks to touch, and he's put those kicks out. And this one too, he's put it out 5 meters away from the line. Kerala Hettiarachi will probably be throwing into another rolling ball that will look to try and get another commercial bank. Have a look at this from Kavindu Pereira. Eyes always on the ball. The two inexperienced players just had to stand and watch the experienced lad go up and snatch that ball. Here's the ball from Kandy Sports Club.
Beautiful pictures there from our Papare camera team, showing exactly how well Kavindu Pereira did there on that high ball, and to regather it when it bobbled as well. Got his team into a brilliant position to score a try, and now they are back through Douglas Havia. Referee Chan communicating really well to both teams. Javier trying to smash his way through the center there.
Leave it, shot!
And that's a try. Second commercial bank try for 14-man Kandy. They're playing better than they did with 15. Tarindu Chaturanga is a man who scored, and my goodness, doesn't he deserve it?
Absolutely, and that was exactly what was crossing my head as well, Shanaka. Ever since Dina Leganaika was shown that red card, the Kandy outfit have just lifted their performance. And their skipper Tarindu Chaturanga getting their second commercial bank try. And Kandy Sports Club, despite chasing the game for majority of this first half, have done brilliantly well over the last 10 minutes or so to get into this lead in this grand final.
How much lower can Tarindu Chaturanga go? The answer is if he went any lower, he'd be underground. What a superb performance from him to get over that line as Aruna Pereira from a favoured touchline for the left foot kicker.
10 seconds.
Looks to put his team 7 points in front. It's the all-important grand final. And the kick is through. 14 points. Doesn't matter what CR did during the season. If Kandy win this one with 14 men, my goodness, what bragging rights that will be for the Nittavala lads.
Well, everything going against Kandy Sports Club. Eshan Jansen had to be subbed off. Aruna Pereira brought in. But maybe that might have been a blessing in disguise. Kicks are going through now. The ones from the touchline. Dina Lekanaik has shown the red card. Still we're in that 20-minute period. And now which team plays and manages this 10 minutes until half-time will probably take the edge.
Aruna Pereira again with an interesting box kick. Chemod Mutunaika letting it bounce. Not sure that was the right option, but he will be confident about his kicking. Not sure why though. Akash Madhushankar. They need to try and push him out into touch, but he did well to stay in the field of play. Mutunaika took his sweet time about getting rid of that ball. So Aruna Pereira's kicks, together with Johan Patrina's kicks, the two left footers, have really been 14 points worth for Kandy. Here's another big chase coming on by Shahid Zumri, but Kushan Tarindu does well this time.
White back 10. Back 10.
To claim the fair catch.
Yes, it's interesting how Pereira is using the kick from the base of late. Last few minutes he's probably realized that's the best mode of operandi. And the Tarindu Chaturanga's clearance kick just bouncing before the touchline but making its way into touch, so CRNFC back in the Kandy half.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Heshan Jansen's injury obviously disrupted Kandy's attack, but it also might have interrupted CR's defense because they've been looking for Jansen, they've been looking for what they think they're going to throw at you, but Aruna Pereira has brought something completely different.
Well, so far in the first 30 minutes, it has been the team that has played on the right part of the field that has got the try. CRNFC in the first 20 or so minutes were on this side of the field, the correct side of the field for them, and they got a commercial bank try. Kandy Sports Club have got two of them by being on the correct side.
Territory. And Shahid Zumri, nothing too spectacular from him. He just makes sure that he tests this CR back three, and they failed the test on more than one occasion.
Well, your kick is only as good as your chase. Akash Madhushankar take a bow. What a kick and what a chase from Kandy Sports Club, and directly they won the three.
Yes, again it's tactical, isn't it? I thought Kandy just seemed to have understood how they want to play this game. They're using the kick, the high up and under, the kick off the base extremely well. But what has also been as impressive is the chase. The chase has been really accurate, and they've managed to put CRNFC under a lot of pressure. And you have to say, to a certain extent, the CRNFC back three haven't quite coped with that pressure.
Aruna Pereira lines his all-important kick up for a 10-point cushion. Take his team 2 scores ahead in almost completely unforeseen circumstances, but The first time he's missed off the tee. Abdullah, I'm going to call it early. If I'm coach Dushant Leuke, I'm taking off Kushan Tarindu. I'm dropping Murshid Zubair to fullback, and I'm putting Chatura Senuratta in the field and Tenukanare Kara to 10.
Well, Shanaka, that's a lot of positional changes to make in a grand final. Can understand where you're coming from, but just can't see those changes being made, but can see the reasoning behind it as Kandy Sports Club trying to launch another counter-attack. Ruberu making the tackle on Kamindu Pereira.
Aruna Pereira now to Shahid Zumri. Zumri sees the gap. They close it quickly, but just in time for the mercurial little fly half to get through.
Penalty finish, no arm tackled.
It's another penalty advantage. Sia's discipline has left them wanting. Well, it's a 5-meter scrum.
No arm tackle.
If they want it.
No. Are you on line out?
Surely they want the 5-meter scrum.
Oh, Yuan Pathirana, what a kick. What a beauty. A beam of a left boot that he has, and the vision that he has. Now decisions for Kandy, and if the scrum is offered, they'll definitely take it.
So he's taking that in goal, so it'll be scrum 5 white ball. Okay, so you got option scrum 5 or penalty?
Yep.
Scrum? Okay, scrum call.
That's what I thought. They'd want to take the scrum, and that's why I suggested that change,
Scrum 5,
Abdullah.
yep.
He's at 6s and 7s today. He doesn't know what's going on. I don't think he's got the mettle to play fullback in this kind of pressure. And this is if Sia want to win this game, they've got to make that change early.
Yes, as we have a look at that once again.
Okay, let's go.
Tarun Chaturanga, unfortunately, not collecting the ball first time. But also another thing that Yuan Pathirana's presence in this Kandy outfit has done is he's brought in that left foot option, isn't it? So now the CRNFC back three are in two minds, and it's something that rather CRNFC will need to keep an eye on, because Zumri with his right foot and Yuan Pathirana with the left is going to keep that CRNFC defensive back three guessing most of this game.
Navin Marasinghe has been brought in for CRNFC. As you can see, Coach Dushant Leuke sees that something is not working. He's made the change in the forwards. 5 minutes till half time. 5-meter scrum for Kandy Sports Club. Another try. He really puts salt in the wounds of the home team.
Saula Bidivalua is the man who has gone off. And Dan Vikramarachi will be eyeing up this try.
Penalty advantage, hinging.
Another penalty advantage for Kandy. Kamindu Pereira can't get the ball away. Dange, they're still under advantage.
No advantage there. Advantage back there.
They'll go back for the front row penalty.
Loose head hinging. Loose head hinging.
Scrum didn't bring them a try.
Scrum.
But now they're going for the scrum again. Interesting. Lineouts brought them to 2 tries. Maul may have been an option, but maybe the presence of Navin Marasinghe and his ability to absolutely throw the jumpers up. We saw that in the previous game that these two teams played, so they're going for another scrum. Interesting call from Kandy Sports Club.
Very interesting call, especially given how well the driving maul has been working. But spare a thought for referee Ravin Alexander, who came in and told referee Chan exactly what they needed to do to bring that 5-meter scrum there. Good communication from probably this season's, Maliban season's best referee from a Sri Lankan context. And this is an interesting point where the 20-minute red card will return.
So it looks like Coach Dushant Leuke is not wasting any time making his changes. Well, you got one of your wishes, Shanaga. Looks like Tarindu Chaturanga has made his way off the field, so it's going to be interesting to see what are the other positional changes. Looks like Nana Kara may shift to fullback, or will it be...
Make sure to go to the left.
Tarindu, looks like Aditya Radishan has had his final say in this game as well. So a lot of changes being made by CRNFC. Sign of desperation.
Either that or taking the bull by the horns, knowing where you're missing, and Dan Vikramarachi loses the first tackler, but the second one takes him. The chorus of Kandy. Kandy rings out along Longdon Place. And why shouldn't it? Because a 14-man team has taken the fight to the favourites. Kavindu Pereira trying to get through the winger. And finally CR managed to win themselves a penalty.
Oh, clutch from CRNFC with the breather beckoning. They made a very, very clutch turnover. Lasidu Karunatilaka seems to be the man who's getting the pat on the shoulders.
Okay.
Well, in the context of this final, that's a crucial penalty for CR to have won. Because if Kandy had scored from that situation, CRNFC would have been under all sorts of pressure going into the breather.
So Kandy restored to 15 players.
Ready. Time going, holding.
Really important defensive penalty for CRNFC to win there. And Murshid Zubair will try and give his team an opportunity at least to get 3 points before the half-time break. That's a good kick from right under the sticks.
So let's just see what kind of the positional changes that are going to take place for CRNFC with the entry of Chatura Seniviratne.
Important 3 minutes till half-time. CRNFC played the first 20 like warriors. Kandy did the next. Here's Omarka Gunaratne.
First time he's managed to really make a run.
That's 50.
Chatra Shanivaratne pumps this into the night sky, and Shahid Zumri loses it in the lights. And the two schoolboy stars fighting for it. Akash Madhushankar manages to catch this one. Dange thumps it deep. Well, Dushant Leke is listening to the broadcast. Akash Madhushankar, that's well done by Murshid Zubair to milk that penalty. And now a bit of space. Here it is, a little bit of green grass for Ramidu Anjula.
Penalty advantage over.
Oh, the penalty advantage had just been called over when Chatra Senivaratne kicked that ball.
It's not quite sure that was the correct choice.
It's touch no quick. It's touch
They had
no
the
quick.
Kandy defense absolutely stretched. Maybe keeping ball in hand would have been the better option.
Advantage over. I told you over there. Clear line break. Advantage over.
Communication today from the referee. Craig Shan has been very good. Chatura Senivaratne, was that the right option? He has a huge boot on him. You saw Shahid Zumri lose the ball in the lights. That's something that CR will want to try and exploit. Oh, this is a problem if Kandy Sports Club are going to lose Manita Vijay Sundar as well. Moby on there to try and get the running repairs going.
Given the way this game has gone, it will be probably decided in the last 15 minutes. But you can see how much this means to Kandy, doesn't it? They will not want to lose to any opposition, especially not to CRNFC 3 times in a season, Abdullah.
Yeah, that's right. And you can see the reaction, isn't it? And it's funny, the circumstances that led to this rise in this game, isn't it? It was when they lost Dinale Ekanayaka where they realized that each one of them need to pick their games up, and that's exactly what they have done, and that's definitely a sign of a champion team.
Kirina Bandara doing well at the front of the line out.
That's once.
Kenela Hettiarachi has it at the back. Zumri, Dange.
Stop, nice stop.
Yuan Patrana with a lovely little grubber through. Oh, that's brilliant play. Really good play from the fullback.
Absolute class, you'd have to say. on the run, just identifying the space at the back.
15 seconds. Last 15 seconds.
Just grab the kick, grab the ball into touch. And once again, Kandy just playing the game in the correct parts of the field, especially in this second quarter of the game.
There's time if you want to
And
know.
now this line out,
Then
Kandy
there's time
Sports
if you
Club will
want to know.
try and get Tilna Bandar up there and try and
Time is
steal
over.
this one.
Just to let you know.
15
Time is over
seconds
now.
remaining. Time is over.
Final play.
Final play. 14-7. 7 points separate this grand final between two heavyweights of Sri Lanka Club Rugby. First 20 minutes, Shanaka was all CRNFC. And after that red card, Kandy Sports Club have really picked themselves up. Last play.
Move! Inside the 5.
Well, they're probably going to want to just kick this one out.
No, no.
That's exactly what Harsha Madhuranga does. And while we all draw our breaths here, it has been a stunning first half in the inaugural grand final in this first ever Maliban Rugby League 2025-26. And against all odds, travelling to one of their most hated locations, Kandy Sports Club find themselves in the lead at halftime despite losing a man, despite losing their top try scorer. The 14 men in the white jerseys have dragged themselves over the line, at least at halftime. And there's going to be a lot to play for in the second 40 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Keep sweating. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Love Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
Asama Sama Smart Option Samagen 125cc Balen Sialatama Ialen TVS Raider 125 the full option bike.
Perfectly. Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Vantage for the modern professional.
Keep pushing the limits. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Love Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
Asama Sama Smart Option Samagen 125cc Balen Sialatama Ialen TVS Raider 125 the full option bike.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Love Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get. Spray. Go.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamari.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සාතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
අසම සම ස්මාර්ට් ඔප්ෂන් සමගින් 125cc බලයෙන් සියල්ලටම ඉහළින් TVS Raider 125 the full option bike.
සිත් සත්සරය කළඹා සතුටක් ඉපදිලා මල් මන්දහසේ ජීවිතයට ලං කළා සතුටේ පැහැයන් සොයා අතුරා සිටින සරසා පිළිවන්සල එලි කළා
ලංකෙන් රුපියලක් සතුටෙන් උපන් බෑයක අසිරිය.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Vantage. ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Keep sweating. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamari.
අසම සම ස්මාර්ට් ඔප්ෂන් සමගින් 125cc බලයෙන් සියල්ලටම ඉහළින් TVS Raider 125 the full option bike.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Vantage for the modern professional.
Keep pushing the limits. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamari.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamari.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamari.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද
A very good evening and welcome back to Longton Place as we are at half-time in this outstanding game of rugby, the inaugural grand final of the Maliban Interclub Rugby League for the years 2025-2026. Kandy fans will be smiling ear to ear in what has been a half that has had them on the edge of their seats. This was the moment where Dinala Ekanayaka ran face first into the opposition, a 20-minute red card in which the first minute CRNFC scored a try and then took their foot off the pedal and led Kandy right back into the game with 9 penalties in the first half. Dilina Bandara catching Sia's defense completely in disarray and Shahid Zumri putting the team back on level pegging. And then Tarindu Chaturanga, the captain, getting a try that he has deserved all season. Going as low as only Tarindu Chaturanga can go. And Aruna Pereira with a brilliant touchline conversion, taking the score out to 14 points to 7, which it remained until half-time. And these Kandy lads, now that the rain has let up slightly and they are restored to their full complement of 15, will be holding on to this 7-point margin with dear life. Abdullah Yusuf and Abid Jamil in the commentary box with me. What can we expect?
Well, Shanaga, I don't think any team is going to take a backward step in this second half. The final 40 minutes is what this season is going to come down to for both these teams. But from Kandy's point of view, I'd just like to highlight the performance of two players who have had to make a kind of sudden appearance into this team. One is Aruna Pereira at scrum half, and the other is Yuan Patirana at fullback. I thought both of them have been absolutely immense in that first half. The way they controlled the game, the kicking options they took was absolutely brilliant. And those two newcomers are one of the main reasons why Kandy Sports Club find themselves ahead in this game so far.
Well, it's going to come down to the last quarter. We were talking as soon as the first half came to a close that it has been a game of quarters, and it's going to come down to that last quarter, the last 20 minutes. Which team plays the 80 minutes will go home with the Maliban Interclub Rugby League? Will it be CRNFC, the Red Shirts, or will it be the defending champions Kandy Sports Club, all to play for? This man Dushanth Levke knows how to win a league, as does Fazil Marija, and these boys will be waiting to come on.
NSC Wainganisau, they've not put him on in the first 40 minutes, and they've had Billy Manua go off as well, so they're opting to go with an all-local contingent as the two Science College mates smash up against each other. Lasindu Vishan, much senior to Akash Madhushanko, of course, but two deadly ball carriers. Bounce pass to Kavindu Pereira. So it looks like they've said that we are going to now try and move the ball a little.
Hey, your hand past the ball. Leave it, leave it. Let go, let go, let go. Use it.
Zumri, Charles Praveen want to set it up for the left boot of either Pereira or Patirana. And it is the boot of Pereira that takes the ball all the way up to the 40-meter mark, or past the 40-meter mark. Lovely touch finder from deep inside his own 22.
He's been really good from that scrum half position. Just shows the mental fortitude of Pereira. Being told that he's going to start the game just minutes before kickoff, and he's definitely stood up.
Those are interesting moments, isn't it, Abdullah? Because you don't have a whole week to worry yourself silly, and suddenly you just come in and play the game. Here it is, Lashidu Ishan running straight into his opposite number, who comes back a second time at him and makes the tackle. Madhuranga, Tenukanane Akara now, cutting infield, Vavala Pandita cuts him down. Madhuranga. Here it is for Senura Pereira. In fact, Navin Marasinga, who hasn't had a carry yet, but the greasy ball is popping out of the hands of these big lads.
Well, hands on hips, even after a 10-minute breather. And an extremely physical first half. But it's always going to come down, gentlemen, in such physical games, to the bench. How do the coaches go to the bench? Kandy Sports Club have 6 forwards and just the 1 back. How do they utilize that back? You're going to have players like Diluk Shadange, Akash Madhushanka, who have made a lot of carries, who are going to be exhausted. How is the bench going to impact this game?
Sia have already gone to the bench pretty early. Navin Marasinga coming on for Billy Vanua, and Ravindu Anjula coming on as well. Needing some breakdown Fred, and another penalty, the 10th penalty in double figures on the penalty count, which is not where Sia would want to be. But Serunda Pereira giving away a really important penalty when they needed to start well.
Big scrum by the Kandy 8, making a strong statement in this second half. As you can see, 10 penalties to 4. It's probably indicative of the scoreline as well, as we have a look at that once again. Big scrum forcing the wheel by CRN FC illegally.
Stop. On the cross, go. Time back on, please.
That was some really good play by the Kandy front row.
Yes.
Ravidu Anjula interfering once again. Looks like that's been knocked forward and
Red knock on. Red knock on.
will be a scrum for Kandy.
Now Ravindu Anjula is on. That means the line-out threat is on.
From the line out.
He was the man who disrupted almost all of Kandy's
The
line-outs
scrum, yep.
when they met a week ago here under the lights at Longden Place. That combination of the way Marasinga lifts him up, just have a look at that, he just launches him
Not
up.
one side, okay?
Just
Stay
allows him to
straight.
do the rest. Ravindu Anjula was brilliant last week.
Yes, and there's no front lifter as well, isn't it? So it just shows the strength of Marasinga on one side and probably how light Anjula is on the other.
Fine.
Great elevation from Anjula.
Stay.
And this is an important scrum for CR to assert a little bit of dominance. Nice timing on the release by Madhushankar. Gayan Pereira with a lovely little pass, but it squirted forward. Lovely little intervention from him. Just swerving his hips, getting on the outside of the defender. And this is what Kandy are capable of. Looks like they've taken a lot of confidence from their performance in the first half, Abdullah, and have come to run the ball in the second.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we know that this Kandy backs, they have a lot of skill and guile. Probably not the conditions to show it, but they're taking a crack. Gayan Pereira nearly getting that offload legally. Just that backhand flick, the ball drifting forward. That just shows how dangerous they can be.
CR deep in the wrong part of the pitch for themselves.
Let's take it back to the 22.
Chatura Senivaratna will thump this one into the heavens. Comes back down with a bit of snow on it. And Akash Madhushankar has no option but to knock this one on.
Well, Seneviratna's boot is going to be called on. It's going to be about how Seneviratna kicks, how CRN FC chase, and how well the back three of Kandy cope with it. We saw a little glimpse of what they were going to do just at the stroke of half-time. Big one into the heavens from Chatura Seneviratna. That's going to be a very, very key part of the game, Abdullah.
Yeah, absolutely. When he kicks it, it stays kicked. And that boot is going to be important for CRN FC. Not just from an attacking point of view, but in terms of relieving pressure as well and transferring pressure onto the Kandy back three.
Here it is again, a carbon copy.
Everyone's on now.
And Kavindu Pereira will go up.
Backwards,
This time he
always
doesn't
backwards.
take it as well as he did last time. But Yuan Patirana does well to clean up the afters. Real ferocious attack on the breakdown as Douglas Javier now takes his first carry of the half.
Use it. 2.
Pereira now with that left-footed box kick. Knocked forward and taken beautifully by Tirina Bandara again. Akash Madhushankar. Here it is to Zumri. Zumri has spotted some space and puts a beautiful little kick in. Penukanania Akara has 2 Kandy players to contend with, but the ball beats everyone into touch. Lovely bit of vision from Zumri.
When you sense that this is going to start becoming a kick chase game, isn't it? Both teams employing the kicking tactic more often by the looks of it. And probably the team that copes with those kicks is going to come out as victors. And in that respect, Shanag, you'd have to say Aruna Pereira's presence in this Kandy outfit, especially given the conditions, has probably been a blessing in disguise, isn't it? Because his kicking from the base with that left foot has been brilliant and has served Kandy really well thus far in this game.
Not something that Heshan Jansen would want to hear, I don't think, Abdullah, but I think in the context of the game and the fact that the weather changed just before kickoff, it really has played nicely into the hands of Kandy. doesn't do any harm from a Sri Lanka point of view, of course, for Heshan Jansen to have someone nipping at his heels for the Sri Lanka scrum half position. Nalan Premnath coming on. He was really good against CRNFC when he came on last week. Strong player in the front of the line out as well as in the loose.
Do you need stretcher? Do you need stretcher?
And this is not good for Sia as Harsha Madhuranga is on the floor. A lot of communication from Kandy, hasn't there been, guys? They've been talking to each other from before kickoff, and when a team is under pressure and you've had so many unfortunate incidents like a player getting injured in the warm-up, you tend to come together, isn't it, Abid?
Change.
They're really scripting a beautiful story for themselves here, Kandy Sports Club. Well, that picture is exactly what the next 30 or so minutes is going to be about. Who copes with the high ball better? Who copes with the wet ball better? Oh, Harsha Madhuranga is going off. He's being carried off. Doesn't look too good. First choice come-offs for both teams.
Subs already complete.
Not able to take part in the full 80. Harsha Madhuranga is off.
It's a real shame for CRNFC, and Vinud Amanet will be the man entrusted with more minutes than he would have expected. He comes on in the number 23 jersey.
As you can see, the impact of a long and tiring season slowly taking its effect. Remember, we got the Clifford Cup to come as well. But for the moment, all eyes on the next 23 minutes or so. As
Everyone's on. That's inside the
Senratna
22.
does really well. Finds good touch. Seems to have taken over the kicking duties from Nanya Kara and Dore. It's now CRNFC who will have to just try and ensure that they get the next score, isn't it? Because if Kandy does get the next score, that means CRNFC will need to score twice. And in these conditions, you don't want to be chasing the game, needing to score twice.
Well, interesting, isn't it, how both halves started, gentlemen. The first half started with the ball in the field of play right throughout, and S.C. Wayangani Sau comes in for Omalka Gunaratna like-for-like replacement. And in the second half, ball has been kicked out. They've not wanted to keep the ball in the field of play. Maybe exertion coming through. The tactics have changed. Here's a good line out from Kandy.
Cleared out, tied up.
May have just jinxed it.
Option scrum line out.
You can see Tirina Bandara and Keruna Hettiarachi exchanging looks there.
Scrum? Scrum? Scrum?
Wasn't proper throw to number 6. It's an interesting call to throw in these conditions to number 6. But it was worth a shot.
Crouch.
We apologize for the pleasantries exchanged by the players.
Set.
Not the names that their mums named them, but they will suffice.
Let's take him back to the 22. And everyone's on now.
Chatra Senaviratna to Yuan Patrina, and he's hit hard by N.S.E. Wayangani Sau. You won't have it all your own way in the last half an hour. N.S.E. Wayangani Sau seemed to say with that tackle. And Anura Pereira will loft it as he has done so many times in this game. And Vinud Amanet, who's on the pitch, takes it well in the face of a man about twice as tall as he was.
Use it!
Venura Kodagoda will have to deputize at scrum half while his replacement halfback lies at the bottom of that ruck and now resumes his normal duties.
That's 50.
Smashed back to Zumri.
Keep coming wide, keep coming!
He hoists this. And Chatra Senaviratna regathers and prevents any more danger happening off that knock-on.
The battle of the kickers continue. That one won by Shahid Zumri, chasing his own kick. Well, the work rate of the forwards also is on another level. Just have a look at all of them running back, listening to the referee, not wanting to give away those silly penalties, unforced errors. Chathra Senaviratne, but with all the experience he has, he's going to make mistakes too on the big stage.
He did well to stay in that and grab that ball and fall on it, because if Zumri had managed to grubber that one through, might have been curtains for Sia.
Yes, the kicking and collection battle is going to be crucial in these final few minutes. Still 30 minutes to go though, but Sierra FC pretty much chasing the game. Just during the last 15 to 20 minutes or so, Sia just haven't been able to play the game in the correct part of the field, isn't it, Shanak? And that's probably where they just haven't been got the opportunity to apply enough pressure on Kandy.
Well, actually, since they've scored their try, they haven't been in the game, and that's what they saw against Havelocks as well, as Aruna Pereira now looks to bring Kavindu into the field, and Akash Madhushankar leaves it behind as well. So the greasy conditions impacting both teams as we expected.
It's probably not the conditions for running rugby, but Kandy were brave to attempt that three-quarter move. But unfortunately, pass to Akash just probably not the best. Had to collect it from pretty low. Resulted in a knock-on.
This is why, in these conditions, 7 points might as well be 17. Crowds have braved the weather, and why wouldn't they? Because it's been an absolute treat in front of them. Such an intensely fought game. And we're nowhere near the end of it. 30 minutes to go as Chathra Senaviratne puts this one up into the night sky once again, and everyone lets it bounce. And Tenuka Nanayakkara gets over the top.
Knock on, first one.
That's unfortunate.
No, first one knock on. No.
Big moment in the game there.
I thought Tenuka Nanayakkara was a little unfortunate. I don't think he actually knocked it on. It went off the foot, but it's very easy to miss that.
Let's go.
Here's a replay of that.
Let's go. Yeah.
Might have been a knock-on from Akash Madhushankar.
It's okay. It's setting. It's setting. I didn't time off. Let's go.
Madhushankar got away with one there.
Crouch.
How important will that be?
Set.
Kandy, to their credit, have given away no penalties in their own half, as this time they really drive through, and as I say that, they give away the first one.
Right, driving straight up.
Waited until the ball was at the number 8's feet to put that drive on. Just lulled the pack into a little bit of security and smashed it.
So interestingly, Sierra FC have decided to go for the points. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to take it. With Chathra Senaviratne, it's well within his range. It looks like it's Nanayakkara who is stepping up. I have to say, in the context of the game, crucial penalty as we have a look at that scrum once again. Fortunately, the Kandy pack wilting. And how important could that scrum penalty be in the overall context of the game, not just in terms of the penalty kick, but the statement made by the CR8.
Tenuka Nanayakkara pumps this one through. 10 points, CRN FC. It's a 4-point game now here at Longan Place. 14 plays 10. CRN FC went into half-time with a 7-point deficit. They've cut it down to 4, Shanaka.
Well, it's brought the pressure back onto Kandy because they know they don't have that 7-point cushion. Now they know they have to play some attacking rugby as well to get back out ahead. So that changes the entire dynamic of the way both teams approach the game. Sia know that a try will win it for them. And that's what that kick does. It changes the complexion of the pressure.
Well, now that scrum penalty has forced Kandy Sports Club to make a change in the front row. Milan Veerasinghe has come on. Was one of their first choice front row forwards.
It's inside the 22.
So changes being forced. What a kick from Zubair Dore. Talk of relieving pressure. Well, that's one way to put a kick and relieve pressure.
Well, you have to ask yourself, Abder, the number of times Kushan Tarindu touched the ball in that first half. If all those touches had been to Murshid Zubair, this game is very different. But of course, hindsight is 2020.
No, time off.
Yeah, absolutely.
No way.
But
Listen.
importantly, the change
Don't
was
close
made.
my gap. Stay where you
And
are.
you got your wish, Shanaka. Looks like Dore has moved to the number 15 position. And he's played most of his rugby there, so
That's okay. Stay your
it's
game.
not
Time back on,
much
please.
of a change for him. As Tilna Bandara wins another clean line out. And unfortunately, Shahid Zumre knocking the ball on.
Well, I'll tell you where that came from. That came from the presence of Ravi Duanjula. It was rushed to Tirina Bandara. Tirina Bandara made sure he gave it off the top, and it was a quick ball to Shahid Zumri. It was a rushed ball, and he wasn't expecting it at the point that he did. So just the presence of that pressure. Now that the scrum is under pressure and the line out is under pressure, things are beginning to change in terms of momentum.
Now it's going to be a game of the set pieces, is it? Well, this final has had absolutely everything.
Shoulder out.
Open play. You really have to give it to these players in these weather conditions. Yes, there have been handling errors, but the way they've coped with it has been really exemplary. Vidunamanet puts it into a scrum. Here's Waingani Sau. Breaks on the short side.
Really good tackle by Tarindu Chaturanga once again on the marauding Fijian. Smash through from Navin Marasinghe, first time that we've seen him. And now the penalty count is racking up on Kandy, where Sia gave away 10 penalties in the first half. Vinudamanet now squeezes through another. Akash Madhushanka eventually gets him down, and now they need a scrum half.
It's okay. No, wait. No, you better finish it. It's okay.
They've come back to the penalty advantage, and Ravi Duanjula and Tilina Bandara ask each other how the weather is.
CRNFC, after that penalty, seem to have got a bit more composure into their game. They seem to be much more controlled in what they're doing. And now managed to get another penalty.
Well, we were talking about the quarters, Abdullah, and this quarter, CRNFC wins this quarter. First quarter was for CRNFC to take. They took that quarter. Second quarter, 20th minute mark to the 40th, it was all Kandy. And now from the 40th to the 60th, it has been CRNFC. They have won this quarter, one last quarter. Will Kandy win that? Will CRNFC take it and make it 3 quarters to 1 and win the club rugby grand final? It's just 4 points, just a try away. Now it's within touching distance.
The pre-game we were talking about the impact of the bench of both two teams, and we felt that probably in that area Sia probably had an edge. Looks like that's coming to the fore now as we approach the final quarter.
This is where all the pre-season mall defense training comes into play, all the conditioning, all those gym sessions going to come into this for Kandy Sports Club. Mall set up from Sia.
Waingani Sau at the back.
That's one, so it's going sideways. No, down, 5 out.
Now it's available at the back. They've got to use it. But Tarindu Chaturanga does really well to get across there and bring it down. Waingani Sau. Hanging on was Akash Madhushanka. Here's some space. Lovely ball to Chemod Mutunayaka. And Chatura Seniviratna gives a superb pass across the defense. And Mutunayaka, holding his width, gets the second commercial bag try for CRNFC.
Well, wonderful bit of skill under tremendous pressure. First by Chatura Seniviratna, and then Chamod Mutunayaka to hold on to that pass with the touchline as well as the goal line beckoning. Have a look at that once again. Inesi making that first break. It was Papare who knocked the ball off his hand. Good presence by Ahmed, I think, who just passed the ball off to Seniviratna, who transferred it on to Muthunaika to put the finishing touches. And the highest try scorer for CRNFC this season gets the home team's third commercial bank try. Nana Kara's conversion, unfortunately not finding the mark. But CRNFC have just taken a slender 1-point lead as we approach the final quarter of this game.
Well, after leading the game early on 7-0, CRNFC get the lead back for the first time. 15 points to 14. Here's the try from Shemod Muthunaika. I thought it was very good work from the forwards. That ball was moving sideways, gentlemen, and that forced players like Diluk Shadange to come in and make tackles, and that meant that Kavindu Pereira had to was sucked in by that carry from NSC Wainganisau, making the space for Shemod Muthunaika on the out. Just 1 point between the top teams. Penalty maybe coming the way Kandy Sports Club. Player had to stay on his feet.
Once again, Sia scoring and allowing Kandy back into it very early on in the piece. NSC Wainganisau has made a difference since he's come on. And once again from the kickoff, the scoring team proving vulnerable, and Yuan Patirana with his first kick of the second half almost getting his team into that dangerous driving ball position.
Ravindu Anjula, does he spoil this? It's going to be a story of Ravindu Anjula versus Kandy's line out. Anjula wins that. Big moment, huge moment. Oh, what a player.
That's inside the 22.
Looks like you had a crystal ball there, Abid. As Yuan Patirana now thinks about a long kick, but instead it goes very high, and Akash Madhushankar profits from it. But the tackle is made in the end by Tenuka Naneakara. Another charge down. Gosh, this is physical stuff. And in the rain, you don't feel it as much as you will the next day. Douglas Javier dragged to the floor.
Use it wide. 2. Ball's out, play on.
Aruna Pereira now with that box kick that has proved so difficult. It's knocked forward that time by Zumri, who was chasing through, and Sia will have a scrum as the rain gets harder.
Yes, well, just as kickoff approached, the skies open, and there has been no respite since then from the weather gods. Both teams have tried their best to adapt to the conditions, but it's taken a bit of while, isn't it, Shanaka, for them to realize that they'll have to employ kick tactics much
so
more.
he's allowed to tackle you, and just the timing. Make sure you need to protect your own ball.
I have to say, probably the weather conditions to a certain extent have played into Kandy's hands, and they have probably adjusted to those conditions slightly better.
Kandy crowd will certainly not give up. Neither will their team. It's 15 plays 14. It's edge of the seat stuff, just like it was last week.
Crouch.
Can Kandy try and milk a penalty out of this one, or will Sia go downfield? That's a good scrum from the CRNFC team.
And everyone's on now.
Kavindu Pereira with another drop.
Scrum.
And this is not anything about players not being competent enough to catch this ball. It's just horrible conditions to do this in.
Option, scrum line out.
Yes, I don't think you can blame any of the players, let alone Kavindu Pereira. I thought he's been brilliant in the air thus far. But just the conditions, and of course
I need you to bind on the body, not here.
the towering kicks
Here's
that
the
man
goal.
on your screen, Chatura Seniviratna is employing. It's just making it doubly hard for the Kandy back three. Painger absolutely committed himself to that, but just got into the correct position, but that was just the wetness of the ball, isn't it?
Yes, it's an impossible task, almost. If the All Blacks can't do it, then we've got to ask yourself, are we expecting
Okay, on now.
too much from players at this level? And once again, Akash Madhushankar does well to turn his back to the ball, so not concede a knock-on. Lasindu Ishan. Oh, wow. That was a massive hit by Ravidu Anjula. No clear release is the call from referee Craig Chan, and Kandy will have the penalty.
Interesting one that. Replay will tell us the story.
Well, he's decisive, isn't he, referee Chan? He says, no, that's what I thought, let's play on.
It's really kept this game going as well, isn't it? We haven't had the long stoppages that we're generally used to in Sri Lankan club rugby, schools rugby. Players have had to adapt to that. Let's look at this marauding run from Akash Madhushankar. First on his good pal Kara.
Alright, line here, please. Line. Red line.
Had to release there. That was what the infringement that referee Chan saw.
It's not the first time Enesi Wainganisau has been blown up for that penalty this season, so it's something he's got to show the referees a better picture. Buoneka Udangamu now at the front of that maul, driving his big legs forward.
Good, stay where you are.
Zumri. Dange. Nice run by Dange, leaves one player. And looks like there was a knock-on the floor.
Well, this game is just going to come down to moments, you just feel it, isn't it, Shanaka? And in that respect, you have to make sure that you are playing the game in the correct parts of the field. And when I mean correct parts of the field, in your opponent's half. You don't want to be playing too much of rugby or spending too much of time in your own half given the conditions. Because it just could be conceding a penalty this way or that way that could very well decide this final.
Well, it's going to come to the very basics, isn't it? The things that you learn as soon as you hold on to a rugby ball for the very first time.
In the
catch and pass.
for me, that one, the person is from the
getting
gate,
the kick sorted.
And then the player switch, that's why it's over there.
All those
But let me
little
double check,
things
I get the clean office for you. Okay?
that you learn along the way is what's going to decide this game. Changes in the front row for both teams. 15 minutes to go.
Well, the fans were biting their fingernails. Akash Madhushankar was pointing his finger at his teammates, telling him exactly what he expects from them in this scrum. Senator Pereira has gone off. Dilshan Jaya has come on. What difference does that make to the CRNFC scrum?
Time back on, please. Crouch.
A penalty here for Kandy will take them in front.
Set.
Crucial scrum with a new man at loose head. CR navigate it safely and Chatra Seniratna predictably puts it high. But as Kumar Sangakkara used to say about Muttai Muralidharan, you know what's coming, but you still got to play it.
Use it!
Udangamu. Pereira, lovely little hook kick. Beautifully taken that time by Pasindu Bandara. Outstanding take from the little winger. He's played a lot of his rugby at fullback but hasn't been called upon to make catches of that skill level. Kerala Hettiarachchi brings Marasinghe down.
Use it!
Amaneth now with a longer kick. Kavindu Pereira does well to take this one and lay it back for his arriving forwards.
Use it! No. Use it!
This is not pretty stuff, but I can tell you it's energy sapping. Wainganisau on his Tongan Mate, and it looks like there might have been a little bit of the wind knocked out of him.
If not, it's from your ball. TMO check,
The way
please.
both
Potential
players' heads
foul
went
play.
back.
Can I check on the last tackle against Red,
Looks like
please?
referee Chang wants to have a look.
Right?
Huh? You're speaking? Can I check the last last tackle, please, against Red?
Sure. Give me the wide and the close angle, please.
Yep, 36. So it's indirect. I just want to double check if there any head contact. Is there any, you can clearly see is there any head contact. So if there head contact will be indirect. I just need to double check on that. Did they make clear contact with the head, please?
We play the same angle again, please.
So we can't see from here.
Give me the same angle what you showed before.
So me, there's only penalty only. It's not a card. So indirect contact, yeah. Okay.
Are you happy with those angles?
Yeah, happy with penalty only. Thank you.
Well, it's
Just a
penalty
penalty
only.
only. Indirect contact. Just a penalty only. Just a penalty only. Indirect contact to the head. Just a penalty only. Yep. Thank you. Mark here, please.
Indirect contact to the head is what Craig Chan has seen, but not sure I saw contact direct or indirect. And AC Wanganisau will just go back 10 meters.
Eye contact.
Thought his head snapped back for the impact. As Yuan Patirana continues on his merry way. That's a 60-meter kick.
Well, when he's got the chance, he's just played like an
Let me double
absolute
check for you,
champ.
okay?
Now he just needs to see it through, make sure that his team ends up as champions. 2 tries of mauls for Kandy Sports Club. This one secured clearly. Negate the threat of Ravindu Anjula. Here's the Kandy ball.
No, ball's there.
Still driving forward. That's gained about 15 meters now.
That's one.
And the Kandy crowd has got to their feet again. Here's Javier, who milked a penalty for his team just upfield. Gets another one.
Number. Use it. So there's a knock on, but no advantage. Side entry. And 3. 23 side entry. Mark it. Side entry 23.
Well, they've got to go for broke, don't they, Abid? Their driving maul has done the job for them so far, and they will want to continue using it.
Time off subs, please. 12. 12.
These are the moments. These are the moments that you train for. These are the moments that you only see in your dreams, isn't it? Kenula Hetiarachi's heart must be beating faster than ever. He's got to get this one right.
Well, they're not going to 6, that's for sure. They'll go to the front of the line out. Sia will try and drive them towards that touchline.
No.
Here it goes. Kenula Hetiarachi goes to the floor though.
Balls out, play on, balls out.
Here it is for Diluksha Dange. Dange from close quarters, dangerous player.
Use it.
Close quarter stuff, which is what Kandy scored off earlier on in the game. Marasinghe for Buoneka Udangamu, and there was a penalty there for sure. The latcher was well in front of the ball carrier, who was Buoneka Udangamu.
Huge moment in the game. Sia have survived that scare. Well, it's final quarter, gentlemen. We're talking about it right from the start. It's going to come down to this. Last 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Well, all teams have played 11 games up until this point. All that they've played for has been to come into this grand final. And now it's just 10 minutes. Buoneka Udangamu and Akil Mohammed there.
So Mohammed was in front and absorbed the tackle of Venura Kodagoda, which is why that obstruction was called. Abdul Ahmed and Ravindu Anjula, and Abdul Ahmed will take it at the front, and Chatra Seniviratna will once again thump this into the clouds, and it's gone well beyond everybody, and the chase is good, but Dimut Pereira just can't hold on to the ball.
Absolutely mistimed that one, Kavindo Pereira.
Outside. No more, please.
Well, the height that Chatra Seniviratna is getting is causing all sorts of problems to the Kandy back three.
9 minutes.
And also, given the low nature of the lights here at London Place, it can't be easy to spot the ball as well. Just wonder whether Dimut Pereira needed to probably show a bit more wisdom, and rather than go for the ball in one hand, just let the bounce of the ball takes its course, because Kandy were very much backpedaling. What a game that young man has had. Yuvan Pathirana has been brilliant for Kandy. Stepped up in this grand final. His trusted left boot has been of immense value to Kandy. It just sends Shanaka, the entire crowd here at London Place, in suspense, not knowing which way this grand final is going to go. And from
even if they have a seat, they're on their feet, aren't they, Abdullah?
Absolutely. What an occasion it's been. Probably have to say this season has probably seen the revival of club rugby in Sri Lanka. Been much more interest, especially coming into that second round, and in the lead up to this final, it was pretty much the place to be in Colombo. Reminiscent of what it was when the under 85 All Blacks were here at the beginning of last year.
Despite the weather, it hasn't kept the punters away, and this is a crucial scrum in the context of this game. Dusia give it a shove, but Kandy withstand it. Lovely little grubber through, but well picked up by Vinuda Amanet. Vinuda Amanet gets away on the far side. He's got the pace. Coming back infield, Vinuda Amanet. And Amanet has scored. Zumri, with a rush of blood that he will, when he watches the replay, know that was not the right option. And Vinuda Amanet coming onto the field in place of Harsha Madhuranga has cut open the Kandy defence to score their third commercial bank try. And is that the straw that breaks the back of this Kandy resistance?
Well, it was one mistake from Kandy Sports Club that was going to allow CRNFC into this game. You have to question if that was a mistake from Shahid Zumri. If it had gone the other way, it may have been the best kick that he put in. Just have a look at that little kick. Vidun Amanet, the spot, the line that he ran, the defensive scrum offs line, beauty. Have a look at that. Gayan Pereira couldn't do anything at all. Step back in, 1, 2. No one is going to catch Vidun Amanet. That's the commercial bank try that he's going to remember for a very, very long time. Tenukanana Kara. Oh, kick doesn't go through. And the tale still continues. It's a 6-point game.
9 minutes of grandstand finish, ladies and gentlemen. It's still not over. There's still a 6-point gap. It's one score away for Kandy. Viduramanet has put a little bit of daylight between the two teams. But it's still very much within a one-score grasp of the defending champions.
What a wonderful bit of cover work by Amanet. Just anticipated that kick, got himself into the correct position. And Zubair Dore collecting it cleanly and just putting it into touch. From Sia's point of view, they've just got to ensure that they play the game in Kandy's half from here on and let Kandy chase the game.
Seneviratne's boot is going to be called on now, even more than it was before. The kicks that he put in are going to be that much more important. Oh, look at the sheer passion of these guys. Angela, oh my word. Ravidu Angela steals another line out.
Backwards.
Tenukanana Kara rescues it for Viduramanet. Angela did well, but they still managed to make a hash of it.
5 minutes.
Well, the Kandy hookers are going to have nightmares over Angela, isn't it, Shanaka? He's been a real thorn in that Kandy line out. Just his anticipation. Exactly getting up in there, getting in front of the Kandy line out jumper. Probably Tilna Bandara. No easy task.
Okay, let's do this, please, Red.
Dure to further drive Kandy upfield. Wonderful touch finder. It's now up to Kandy to try and just chase the game from here on.
He's up there with Tarinder Ratwata in the kind of connection he makes with the ball, isn't he? Just that technique. Angela did really well at the front of the line out. Amanet not so much at the back. Still replaying that try in his head, I'm sure. But you can see the leadership that Waingani Sao brings as well. Just calming things down. Don't need to do too much more, but nicely done by Tarindu Chaturanga there.
You got knock-on advantage.
Sia have knocked the ball on and they will look to run this now. Madhushankar
Knock-on advantage
to
over.
Suranga Chennakon. Advantage is over, so Kandy don't have a second bite at this cherry. Waingani Sao. The hit on Tirina Bandar.
17 back.
And Aruna Pereira with another well executed box kick. Murshid Zubair now outruns Kavidu Pereira. You don't see that happen often. Pereira eventually gets back.
No, let it come.
Oh, that's a big hit. Akash Madhushankar flies in, but Charit Silva survives the contact. Marasinghe. Dange drags him to the floor. And now it's available for Kandy, for CR on the far side. Ravidu Anjula to Chemod Mutunayaka. Steps back in field and Tirina Bandara makes another tackle.
Advantage over.
It's been put on the toe now and Pasindu Bandara does well to fall on it. And Venura Kodagoda gives away the penalty. Just a complete loss of concentration for Venura Kodagoda.
Well, Shahid Zumri put in a little grubber and conceded a try. That little grubber won them a penalty. And with 4 minutes to go, will that grubber win them the game?
Well, they've got a driving maul coming. That much we know. We know it. Sia knows it.
And we've got Ravindo Anjula up in the air. We know it. Kandy knows it.
Number 3 off. We're 3.
Well, Abid said it was going to be about technique. And that's the stuff you learn at under 13 level, don't you, Abdullah? How to fall on the ball. And that's the stuff that comes back to save you or haunt you.
Okay. Penalty advantage. Jumping across. Jumping across, penalty advantage. Yes, you got penalty advantage.
They're using that penalty advantage. Ahmed Zumri puts in a beautiful kick and it's a try. One kick conceded it and another kick gives them the try. What a brilliant bit of vision from young Zumri. And Kandy are right back in it. That missed conversion. How costly will that be? And Shahid Zumri cancels the try out of the other end with a brilliant bit of playmaking to give them the 7-point opportunity.
Absolutely brilliant. The entire CR line was up in defense. Zumri identifying the space, and what a wonderful bit of chasing by Diluk Shadange. And Aruna Pereira, who has been absolutely brilliant for CRNFC, makes no mistake with the conversion.
But nothing clear for now.
It's 21 points to 20. And have Kandy just managed to snatch the league with that wonderful bit of play between Shahid Zumri and Diluk Shadange.
Oh, what a kick. What a kick from Shahid Zumri, the vision of the youngster. The pendulum swings once again. Now it's with Kandy. Advantage Kandy. 21-20. Ball called. Oh, Lasindhu Karunathilaka comes away with it. It's not done. Vidun Amanat on the short side. Might have been a tackle without the ball there.
Not going by red.
Oh, I thought Vidun Amanat was gone for a moment.
Not going by red. Not going. Still got time. I'll let you know in 30 seconds. Stop asking me. 1.5 now. 1 minute and a half. Okay? I'll let you know in 30 seconds.
But what a final
so
we've
1
had.
minute and 30 seconds. Okay, let's go.
It's lived up to the billing, hasn't it? Both teams are throwing everything into it, and you have to give a lot of credit to Kandy. They have a lot of disruptions in the lead up to this final and even on the day of the final. But they have definitely stepped up. As we have a look at that once again, Amanet once again identifying a bit of space. Fortunately, the offload going forward.
Really good sense from Tilina Bandara not to put his hands on that ball. Here's Dange. Made such an impact since he's come onto the park. Use it is the call. CR know that they have to counter up. They're pouring into it.
30 seconds.
30 seconds for Kandy to hold on to a 1-point win. Oh dear, oh dear. Holding on, Lasindhu Ishan makes the telling cap tackle. He's taken it quickly. Lasindhu Ishan has gone. Tenukanane Akkara throwing caution to the winds now. They have nothing to lose. Oh dear, oh dear. It's a penalty in front of the post. This game just keeps getting absolutely unpredictable. Oh my goodness.
What do we want?
We are absolutely at our wits' end here in the commentary box. Kandy fans, I have no words for what you must be feeling, but there's still a kick that needs to go through now. And Tenukanane Akkara, after 80 minutes of rib bruising rugby, is called on to put over an easy but absolutely season-defining, career-defining kick.
Lasindhu Karunathilaka absolutely clutch. Final moments of the game. It was just 30 seconds to go. Someone had to do it for CRNFC, and the captain stood up.
And he's done it. Dushant Leuke breathes a sigh of relief. And the grand final has lived up to its billing. My goodness, what a way to bring an end to what might be his CRNFC coaching career, Dushant Leuke. The grand final has ticked all the boxes that Pavitra Fernando wanted it to tick. And it has come down to the absolute last play of the game. And Kandy, for the second week running, have thrown everything at the CR team and still come up 2 points short.
Well, it's a final for the ages if there ever was one. CRNFC thought they had lost it when Diluk Shadange went over the touch goal line to clinch it. But Kandy just unable to hold on to possession with just about 3 minutes to go. CRNFC never lost belief. And Tenukanana Kara, for the second consecutive week, has pulled this game in favor of his team at the expense of the defending champions. Brilliant performance by CR to hold their nerve. But let's just take a moment to offer commiserations to Kandy. What a brilliant performance it's been by them. Lost Surya Bandara last week. The eve of the game lost the other part of their halves combination in Heshan Jansen. But they did step up to make this final the spectacle that it was. But eventually CRNFC, for the third time this season, prevailing against their arch foes.
Well, what an absolute blockbuster. The audience has been treated to probably one of the best club rugby games that this island has seen. 3 wins against Kandy Sports Club. One of the try scorers of the grand final, Chemod Mutanayaka, and Fazil Marija, the head coach of Kandy Sports Club, will only have to look back and just see what his team did wrong. It was going to be the moment, Shanaka. It was going to be the little moments. There was 30 seconds remaining on the clock when Lasinu Karunatilaka won them that penalty. And that was the moment that defined the game, that defined this entire season. And Fazil Marija will have to regroup his forces and come back again in the Clifford Cup. But for today, it is a red story here at London Place.
Kandy fans and Kandy players with their heads in their hands, but they should not doubt themselves at all. 14 players came back storming into this game. Diluk Shadange was moments, seconds away from making sure that that ball went out. But Lasindu Vishan Karunatilaka, with all that experience, knew that he was in the wrong part of the field to get another penalty, took the quick tap and ran towards the posts, forcing Kandy to make tackles, asking them to make a mistake. And Enesi Wainganisau clutching over the ball. Once again in that last moment, it's the foreign player, the guy that came on and he's paid the big bucks to do the job. Big bucks relatively, of course, from a Sri Lankan point of view. But he did what needed to be done, showed the daylight, got over the ball and conceded the penalty, and won the penalty rather, for Kandy, against Kandy, for Tenukanana Akkara to knock this one over. But what a game it has been. For me, I'm lucky. I think in the commentary box we are that we don't have to pick a man of the match because everybody on this park, 23 players, have absolutely left everything out there. And what a game it has turned out to be. What a grand final.
Absolutely. But for me, Shanaka, Siha may have won. But for me, the two standout players in this game was Aruna Pereira and Yuan Patirana, the two left-foot merchants of Kandy Sports Club, who just made their entry, had hardly any game time. But boy, did they stand up for their team, and probably the reason why they ran CRNFC so very close and were within minutes of winning the Maliban Interclub Rugby League title.
Within seconds even, Abdullah. And yes, Patirana and Aruna Pereira showing coach Fazil Marija that there is talent in Kandy, and the big names can maybe move on and there are players to take their place. Douglas Havea tried his best, he's getting a few selfies taken with him, but was just not enough. It was his penalty that allowed Kandy to come back storming into the CR22 to score that final try, but Vinu Damaneth broke the back of Kandy early on in that final quarter, and that was how the game ended, with a penalty off the boot of Tenukanana Akkara.
Well, if one thing is for sure, Shanaka, club rugby is back in the landscape of the sporting circle in Colombo and in Sri Lanka, may I add. And this final, the full-time score 23 points to 21, has proved that beyond any shadow of a doubt. And let's just hope that this carries on into the future as well, and that this benefits the national program of Sri Lanka Rugby.
Well, that was exactly what Pavitra Fernando, when he took over as president of Sri Lanka Rugby, wanted. He wanted to make sure the game was meaningful and the league was meaningful, that it wasn't won at the end of the first round. And coming here, Kandy knew that despite 2 losses to CRNFC, they still had a third opportunity, a third time lucky opportunity to wrest this, and they were within a second of doing that. Here are the highlights of the second half.
Well, we told you that it was going to be a game of quarters. CRNFC won the third quarter and won the fourth quarter. Tenugunana Akkara's boot was called into play, but Chathura Senenratna's boot really changed what this game was. You called it, Shanaka, in the first half, that the change had to be made. Experience had to come on. Shemod Mutunayaka will savor that try. And then this one, just have a look at this. Vidun Amanet will watch this on replay. Hails from Kingswood College and against the club that he may have been aspiring to play for. Vidun Amanet goes and dives over. Got them the lead back partially. And then this beauty of a kick from Shahid Zumri. One kick conceded a try. One kick got them a try. And then this made it 21-20. It was all to play. Lasidu Karunadilaka's experience. This is where the penalty, the high shot, that was called. Tenugunana Akkara gleefully put it over to rewrite history for CRNFC. The Ceylonese Rugby and Football Club have done it here under the lights at Longden Place. Well, while I jabber about, we've got the other 2 commentators doing the hard task. I'm going to leave you all to that, gentlemen. I'm not going to interfere there. Player of the match, I have no idea. But I can tell you one thing. The real winner at the end of the day was Rugby.
Certainly was Abid, and the Swiss Tech player of the match. We've just been informed by our producer we've got to pick one. And I said I was happy we didn't have to, but we certainly do. And there have been really outstanding performances from this CR team today. And indeed the 2 players that Abdullah mentioned in the Kandy lineup as well, Anura and Yuan. But Adit Radishan went off a little early on. Amaka Gunaratna scored a try. Lasindu Ishan was all the way through the 80 minutes, made the important decisions also. Zubair Dore came into the game, but not as much as he would have wanted to. Chathura Senenratna also coming on around half time and making a huge difference with that thumping boot. And then of course we had Pasindu Bandara. But for us, coming on, and even though he played only half an hour of the game, the amount of contributions he made, for us, the Swiss Tech perfect player of the game, we'll have to say, just for his experience and flair and just that final moment of match-winning heroism, we have to say, just going in after that ball. NSC Wainganisau is our Swiss Tech perfect player of the match.
Shanaka, I doubt you've analysed the case as much as you've analysed this. We really had to go through the entire team sheets, all 23 we had to go through. But in the end, it's NSC Wainganisau who is the player of the match. Came in from Fiji, and that game up in Nitola, he was the player of the match there as well. It was 25-20. Big impact in that game as well. And here, once again, it's NSC Wainganisau. But if we could give it, we always do say this, but if we could give it, we'd give it to the entire CRNFC team. They played as a unit. And this CRNFC team, they might not be the flashiest of teams to watch. They might not be the most technically sound, but they sure know how to win games of rugby.
They managed to win this one ugly. And Kandy Sports Club almost thought they'd done it. As here we have that another 2-point victory. In the course of 2 weeks, just 4 points separating these two teams over 160 minutes of rugby. The tri-column is exactly the same. 2 extra conversions for the wonderful boot of Aruna Pereira. But the 2 penalties from Thenuka Naneyakkara proving the difference in the points equation. And NSC Wainganisau, the number 8, coming on for the last half hour of the game, making such an impact that he is a Swiss Tech perfect player.
When you're talking about penalties, Shanak, it just came to my mind. The penalty that Kandy turned down in the first half, Abdullah, you called it. The penalty that they turned down just came to my mind. But 23-21 is how it ends. 72 tackles for Kandy Sports, for CRNFC against Kandy. Kandy is 50. 15 penalties conceded from CRNFC. That's a very, very high penalty count, considering it's a grand final as well. 16 lineouts won from Kandy Sports Club, but the 10 lineouts won from CRNFC, at least 5 of those have to go to Ravindu Anjula.
Absolutely. Once again, an absolute thorn in the flesh of Kandy's lineout. But just Shanak, we spoke about it pre-game, about the impact of CRNFC's bench. We thought they had a distinct advantage over Kandy in that area. And in the final analysis, you probably have to say that that's what proved to be the difference. But again, not by much.
Certainly not by much. I think Dushant Leuke probably had one eye on the clock when he held back NSC Wainganisau. He would have thought perhaps this is a game that could go to extra time, and he needed his Fijian powerhouse ready and able to go through for that extra time period as well if he needed it, which is why they held him back. Normally he comes on at half-time, but he came on about 10 minutes after half-time and really made a massive impact on the pitch. But Ravindu Anjula also really stealing the ball at crucial moments. Not every moment, but when he needed to do the job, he prevented Tirina Bandara and Vavala Pandita from getting up there and setting up those driving mauls that made a huge difference. Achit Radishan also early on in the piece sacking a few driving mauls that Kandy really suffered from, and that was something that really made a huge impact in the final analysis of this game. When you look back from a technical point of view, Abdullah, those are all really good interventions.
Yes, and I think those tactics probably surprised Kandy earlier on in the game, but I thought as the game went on, they adjusted, isn't it? Those first 3 or 4 lineouts, Sia used the sack extremely well, and that took Kandy by surprise. But as the game went on, they realized what Sia were up to, and I thought they adjusted reasonably well to what Sia were doing defensively at line-out time.
And from a grand final point of view, it's nice also that the red card didn't prove costly, didn't it, Abdullah? From a spectator's point of view, from a neutral's point of view, it's really good that Kandy actually came through in that red card period and managed to get the lead, and that it didn't really affect the whole contest, as it were.
Yeah, that's right, and a lot of credit to Kandy as well. They just could have gone off the boil, isn't it, losing such an influential player like Dina Lekanayaka at that. But they hung in there. They took their opportunities when it came, and unfortunately, up until the 77th minute, it looked as if they had sealed the deal. But unfortunately, at the very end, Naneyakkara once again just sending a dagger through the hearts of the Kandy fans.
Well, he'd done it once before last week, so his heart wouldn't have been in his mouth, and it was an easier kick, even more easy kick than it was last week as well. And the elder Mr. Costa, who's contributed 3 sons to this jersey, 3 CR captains from his household, taking a picture with the foreign players.
And what a game, what a season rather that young man has had, Abdul Ahmed. It's been absolutely brilliant. Just out of school from Isipatana, stepped up in that blindside flanker position. Been immense in line out and in the loose as well. But also, Shanaka, let's just take a moment to talk about the inclusion of foreigners into this rugby league, isn't it? Again, just 1 foreigner on the field at a given time, expecting to be 2 next year, which no doubt will add a lot more excitement. And they have definitely added a lot of colour and have bridged the gap between teams, not just the top teams, but even the teams at the bottom. Just having that 1 foreigner has definitely enabled those teams to be much more competitive, which is what you want to see in a league tournament.
Yes, we saw Safa, who was for Air Force, also helping lead his team to a plate title. And of course, Koli Tamanikalu, who was probably the featuring outstanding player of the Fijian contingent that was here. And NSC Wainganisau with this particular intervention. And of course, Junior Visesio, who has done so well for Havelocks. We'll talk about all those and a lot more as we move to the presentation after the commercial break.
Sophistication, cutting-edge precision, and seamless support. Vantage for the modern professional.
Keep pushing the limits. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
Asama-sama Smart Option Samagin 125cc Balayan Sialatama Ihalin TVS Raider 125 the full option bike.
Perfectly. Swiss Tech Aluminium. Obat quotation එක කරගෙන බලන්න.
Muscle Guard Herbal Cream. A herbal cream for rapid relief and complete healing from muscle and joint ailments. Experience rapid relief. A trusted product from Link Natural.
Pay with your phone.
Well, it's the final act of what has been an outstanding season of club rugby. As Abdullah was saying before, club rugby is back in Sri Lanka, and this Maliban Interclub Rugby League tournament has been decided. We'll hand over to the presentation for the awards.
To start the trophy presentation ceremony for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand final of the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. It's the grand final tonight, and this is for the first time in the Sri Lankan rugby history that we see a grand final of this magnitude happening for a super club rugby final. And of course, this is the brainchild of the Honourable Sports Minister, Mr. Sunil Kumar Gamage. So hats off to him for taking rugby, the Sri Lankan club rugby, to the next level. And also I'd like to mention that this concept was brought to life under the new president, Pavitra Fernando, and the new committee. So a big shout out to Pavitra and the team as well. Let's give all of them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a quick shout out to the Maliban Group of Companies, our official title partner of this Rugby League for the 2025-2026. Hats off to Maliban, the title partner, to transform Sri Lanka rugby, to take it to the next level, to go bigger and better this year. So once again, a big thank you to the Maliban Group of Companies, our partner in progress. And also a quick shout out to the Maharaja Media Network, our official media partner for the Maliban Club Rugby League 2025. To start off the presentation of trophies, I'd like to invite on stage our chief guests for tonight, Ms. Kumudika Fernando, Chairperson, Group Managing Director of Maliban Group of Companies, our title sponsor for Sri Lanka Rugby, Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026 on stage, and also Mr. Sunil Kumar Gamage, Honourable Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, to please join us on stage for the presentation of trophies. Let's welcome them on stage with a great round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We'd also like to invite on stage Mr. Ravi Jayawardena, Group Chief Executive Officer of Maliban Group of Companies, Mr. Poshita Pereira, Head of Communications, Maliban Group of Companies, Mr. Kamal Munir Singha, Senior Vice President, Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts and General Manager of Cinnamon Life, City of Dreams, Mr. Shevan Daniel, Group Director, Electronic Business of Capital Maharaja Group, and also Mr. Geetal Anthony, Group CEO of TVS Motor Company, and also Mr. Dishan Desa, the Head of Sports Business, Media and Content for Dialogue Asiata PCLC, and also Mr. Pavitra Fernando, President of Sri Lanka Rugby. So please come up on stage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start off the trophy presentation. So we start off with the Sri Lanka Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026 plate runners-up trophy presentation. And to present the trophy, I'd like to invite Mr. Dishan Desa, Head of Business, Sports, Media and Content for Dialogue Asiata PLC, to please come forward. And the trophy goes to Sri Lanka Police Sports Club. Sri Lanka Police Sports Club, ladies and gentlemen, the plate runners-up of the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. And next we have the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026 plate winners. For the trophy presentation, I'd like to invite Mr. Pavitra Fernando, President of Sri Lanka Rugby, to please come forward. And the winners are Sri Lanka Air Force Sports Club. Congratulations, Team Sri Lanka Air Force, the winners of the plate for Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. Ladies and gentlemen, next we move on to the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026 highest try scorer. For the presentation of the trophy, I'd like to invite Mr. Shevan Daniel, Group Director of Electronic Business of the Capital Maharaja Group, to please come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, the highest try scorer, Shamik Kaushan from Air Force with 12 tries. Congratulations, Shamik Kaushan. And next we move on to the highest point scorer for the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. And to present the trophy, I'd like to invite Mr. Kamal Munir Singha, Senior Vice President of Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts and the General Manager of Cinnamon Life, City of Dreams. And the highest point scorer trophy goes to Tenuka Nanekara. Congratulations, Tenuka Nanekara with 85 points, winning the highest point scorer trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, next the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League Cup Championship Grand Final Man of the Match. To present this, I'd like to invite Mr. Poshita Pereira, Head of Communications at Maliban Group of Companies. Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the match for Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026, Tenuka Nanekara once again. Congratulations, Thenuka Nanekara, man of the grand final. Ladies and gentlemen, next we move on to the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026 Cup Championship Grand Final Runners-Up Medals presentation. I'd like to invite Mr. Ravi Jayawardena, the Group CEO of Maliban Group of Companies, to please come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Kandy Sports Club, the runners-up of the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. Let's have the Kandy team come up on stage with a good round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome the runners-up of the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026, the Kandy Sports Club. Congratulations, Kandy Sports Club, the runners-up of the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. Congratulations once again, Kandy Sports Club, the runners-up of the Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Next we move on to presenting the trophy for the runners-up of the Cup Championship of the Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. And I'd like to invite the Honourable Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Mr. Sunil Kumar Agamage, to please come forward to present the runners-up trophy to Kandy Sports Club. Let's give Kandy Sports Club a big round of applause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next we move on to the Man of the Series trophy presentation. I'd like to once again invite Mr. Ravi Jayawardena, Group CEO of Maliban Group of Companies, to please come forward. We'd like to invite Mr. Ravi Jayawardena to please come forward to present the trophy for the Man of the Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Man of the Series of the Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026 goes to Thenuka Nanekara. Congratulations, Thenuka Nanekara, Man of the Series. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Mr. Geethal Anthony, the CEO of TVS Motor Company, to present the motorbike. The motorbike for Thenuka Nanekara, the Man of the Series, powered by TVS Motor Company. Congratulations, Thenuka Nanekara, once again. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time that all of you have been waiting for. To present the winners for the champions of the Sri Lanka Rugby Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026, I'd like to invite Ms. Kumudika Fernando, Chairperson and Managing Director of Maliban Group of Companies, to please come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, your Cup Championship winners of Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026, Team CRNFC! We'd like to invite the players of Team CRNFC.
Till the end.
Of the Cup Championship winners of Maliban Rugby League 2025-2026. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for CRNFC, the championship winners!
Brilliant scenes here from the inaugural grand final of the Maliban Rugby League 2025-26. CRNFC winning their second title in 3 years. Kandy fans still hanging their heads in their hands, but their team put on a magnificent performance today. Came up short by just 2 points. Abdullah, Abid, have we seen a season like this in the recent past?
Well, not in recent memory, Shanaka. Been brilliantly competitive. The Super Round produced some enthralling rugby, and these last 2 games against between CRNFC and Kandy have produced, probably not in terms of rugby quality, but in terms of suspense, in terms of just absolute suspense. It's been top notch, and it has just helped lift the profile of club rugby in the country.
Seen some young players alongside some senior players as well, and that bodes well for Sri Lanka rugby. The foreign players played their part not just for CRNFC but also for Kandy and all the other teams in this league. Terukanane Akkara, the man of the series in this Maliban Interclub Rugby League, and Chatura Senivaratne coming in from abroad, providing, as you said, Abdullah and Abid, that kicking superpower almost to take this game away from Kandy in the final moments.
Well, these are just beautiful scenes here at Longden Place. The red shirts have done it. It'll take some time for it to sink in that they are the league champions. New format this year, 25-26, was where Sri Lanka rugby was going to turn a new chapter. And this chapter has been a fantastic one. What a season we've had. One of the best.
Well, Lashindu Vishan has the trophy in his hands and there's a big smile on his face, and why not? But Sri Lanka rugby will doff its hat for what has been an outstandingly executed grand final. The first ever grand final we've seen in the history of Sri Lanka club rugby to conclude the league competition, which keeps it alive until the final moment, the final game of the season. And we thank all of you, our viewers, from wherever you are, whether it's in Kandy, Colombo, wherever else in Sri Lanka or the world, for joining us on the Papare.com and the Papare Live. It has been an outstanding season to bring to you this Maliban Rugby League, and we will bring you the Clifford Cup tournament as well in just a week, so it's not over. And the party's certainly not over here at Longden Place, as the entertainment will play on till midnight and longer. So hopefully, even if you missed the game, come down for the party. Thanks very much once again for your company this season. From Abid Jamil, from Abdullah Yusuf, myself Shanak Amarasingh, and the rest of the outstanding Papare crew, it's goodbye for now.
Pay with your phone.
Pay with your smartwatch. For the first time in Sri Lanka, pay easy with GPay and Commercial Bank.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Keep sweating. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
Vantage for the modern professional.
Asama Sama Smart Option Samagin 125cc Balayan Sialatama Ialin TVS Raider 125 the full option bike.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
It's the end again.
Keep rising. No matter what your fitness goal is, we are always there by you, with you. Iodex. Get, spray, go.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Drink Samahan daily to boost your immunity and stay healthy against prevailing health conditions. Samahan daily. Stay healthy.
Pay with your phone. Pay with your smartwatch. For the first time in Sri Lanka, pay easy with GPay and Commercial Bank. දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
සිත් සත්සරය කළඹා සතුටක් ඉපදිලා මල් මන්දහාසේ ජීවිතයට ලං කළා සතුටේ පැහැයන් සොයා අතුරා සිටින සනසා විමන්සල එලි කළා ලංකෙන් රුපියලක් සතුටෙන් උපන් පැහැයක අසිරිය
Perfectly ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම් නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම්. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Asama Sama Smart Option Samagin 125cc Balayan Sialatama Ialin TVS Raider 125 the full option bike.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Every modern professional needs Vantage. For those who demand the best. Vantage for the modern professional.
Perfectly ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම් නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම්. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
වසංගකාරී වෙල්මෙන් අද්විතීය නිමාවෙන් විශ්වාසී ආරක්ෂාවෙන් Asama Sama Smart Option Samagin 125cc Balayan Sialatama Ialin TVS Raider 125 the full option bike.
Pay with your phone. Pay with your smartwatch. For the first time in Sri Lanka, pay easy with GPay and Commercial Bank.
Perfectly. Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
වසඟකාරී වෙනුවෙන් අද්විතීය නිමාවෙන් විශ්වාසී ආරක්ෂාවෙන් අසමසම ස්මාර්ට් ඔප්ෂන් සමගින් 125cc බලයෙන් සියල්ලටම ඉහළින් TVS Raider 125, the full option bike.
දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Stand by for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, the Papare.
3, 2, 1, roll off.
ඉදිරින් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංකික ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව Papare සමග.
Welcome back to the Papare.
Welcome to the live broadcast on the Papare.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
The Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.